Alright, we're here. Hi, everybody.
We're live.
It's just funnier because you can't see your mouth moving because of the mask. So like you're just like
Who's sound? Somebody's got sound.
John.
me from still making sure the music. Yeah.
Oh, the music is playing now. Cool. Hooray! Hi, everybody. We're here.
We did it.
We've done it. Welcome to a new campaign with new characters.
Brand new.
Brand new.
Super shiny.
Super shiny.
It still smells like plastic.
Still smells like it smells.
It's
still,
got that
yeah.
chemical smell. You just unwrapped it.
It's real
Got that
good.
new car Dawn smell.
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that. Anyway, DJ, do you want to read something first? Do you want us to introduce ourselves and then leave?
Yeah, if you guys want to introduce yourselves, and then I'll do like a short blurb of like a short overview of what to expect, and then we'll start in earnest.
Hell yeah.
Say hi and kindly get out.
So what's the name of the campaign?
Oh yes. So the name of the campaign is The Veiled Forests of Orvigo. What we're the general feel and theme that I'm going for is scary shit in a pretty place. So it's gonna be a good time. There's gonna be a lot of really pretty places to be. All of the cities of Orvigo are independent from one another, which is relevant for you to know before you go in. But yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I'm excited to get going. We're also I'm gonna lean kind of heavily into like the fear of the unknown and discovery and exploration aspect, where none of you have been in this campaign setting yet. So everything you experience, you'll be finding out about for the first time, which will be a lot of fun.
Hell yeah.
So if y'all want to introduce yourselves, and we'll get going.
Cool. In this one,
Nope.
what?
Just your name.
Yeah. Don't say your
Well, they
character.
can see on the overlay.
All right, bitch.
Had this discussion like a minute ago.
Don't look at me.
I'm Don, and I'm nobody. Goodbye. I'm leaving. We're gonna get out one at a time. See you later. Bye.
We're safe now.
I'm Sarah, and I'm also leaving. Goodbye.
I'm John, and I'll be staying. No, I wish. I'll be back.
Oh no.
I'm Glenn. I got to go and get something out of my car.
I'm Chelsea, and goodbye.
I'm Mike, and I'm leaving too temporarily, maybe, kind
Yeah,
of? Okay.
temporarily, yeah. So, where we're going to pick up tonight is in the city of Wogern, in the country or kingdom known as Fabroxy. Now, all of the characters are going to be from this kingdom. They're going to be from Fabroxy. Fabroxy uses the continent or kingdom of Orvigo, which lies just to the south, as their prison repository, where anyone convicted of a crime is sent to Orvigo. The history of the kingdom of Orvigo began roughly 200 years ago, with the first outcast being named, his name was Clav Hafna, whose name was changed upon being cast out to Uteist. So we're gonna pick up in the city of Wogern, where our 6 adventurers have all been arrested, tried, and convicted for a crime and are currently awaiting their sentencing. So we're gonna where we open is on similar to a dock. It exists at the beginning of a body of water, similar to a river, but it's a channel dug into the actual ground. The channel leads to a river nearby, and that river leads to a waterfall. So first we're going to bring them in one by one, as they are called for their sentencing. So, there is a human man dressed in dark blue and purple robes. It's dark blue solid color with purple secondary colors. His hair is neat and well kept. And he wears a beaded mask over the bottom half of his face. The beads are colored in dark blue, blue, and white to resemble that of a waterfall. The top half of his face is covered in intricate purple line designs, very thin and dainty along the top of his face. He is standing at the end of the dock, a boat currently tied to the dock. And as he calls out the phrase, We in our opulent judgment cast these vagabonds down to the realm of Orvigo, the domain of the original outcast Uteist. Cuts a rope, and the boat falls over the waterfall. He then turns and addresses the crowd once more as everyone is gathered together. Says, fellow Fabroxians, fortune and fortuity to you all. We have joined together for the annual cleansing of our fine and fair society. These 6 have been convicted of the following crimes. And you see we'll do this. He says, stalk for thievery. And Mike, you can go ahead and come in. Hey. So, Stalk is brought forward in chains nearby to the dock.
Okay.
Next, the man turns and goes, Olaf, thievery. And Olaf is brought forward in chains, which seem to be a little too small.
Oh yeah, very tight on my wrists.
I should have done this before. Mike, if you want to go ahead and describe your character.
Sure. I am a tabaxi. My fur is all black, like a jaguar. Wide features, like a jaguar as well. And on the side, I have some like scruff, almost like a beard that's like braided on the sides. Piercings, kind of like a Khajiit, you could say. But yeah, very jaguar-like and wide features instead of like slender. Bulky as well. He's kind of tall.
John, if you want to describe your character.
I am like 7 foot something tall, a hulking brute of a half-orc man, but my skin coloration is not the traditional homogeneous green. I have wonderful blues strewn throughout my skin and little splotchy, almost watercolor-esque painting type. I've got short black hair, black beard, and I don't know, I guess I don't technically have my axe right now, but we'll get to that, boy. And yeah, I'm just a big fucking monster this time. Overtly.
Good. And then the man turns and looks back to the crowd once more after watching you get walked to the end of the dock. He goes, Minerva! Arson!
Woo! We just need cheerleading, like holding up the letters.
And you want to go ahead and describe your character?
Sure. So Minerva's looks to be human. She's got a very warm complexion, almost kind of a brownish color. Her hair looks similar to that of fire, where it starts very deep red-orange tones and almost fades up to a white. Her eyes are red. She wears patches of metal like armor. She's got a beautiful gold necklace on with a red stone, as well as a red and gold bracelet, and behind her flows a red cape.
Okay. He then says, Chessa, thievery! And if you want to describe your characters you're brought out.
Alright, my character appears to be a young woman with kind of like a strawberry blonde, copper-colored hair. Very, almost librarian-esque, very bookish. Not, probably average height, and really, doesn't seem to want to engage with anything around.
I like it. The man next says, Crom, arson.
Could I get a glass of water?
And if you want to describe your character as you knock the table over.
The chair stuck to the floor. Big billowy clothes, like a lot of layers, covered in bones, holding the things together. Very sickly, pale, gaunt, plain white, almost white skin tone face, with very, very white, almost clear hair.
Okay.
Just kind of hanging in my face.
And then he says, Flint, Iron Fist, Thievery.
So I am a dwarf, once again. I have ashen gray skin with silver white shimmery hair and beard color with green eyes. I'm exceptionally well dressed with a burgundy vest with a slight flowery pattern and some deep silver buttons. I have a leather belt with some pouches and things. I have some belts across my chest. Some light brown, like billowy pants with some fine gold buckles. I have rings on my hands. And on my side is a silver lamp.
Okay. So as you all are brought to the end of the dock and lined up in a single file line, the guards begin to, not so kindly, put you onto a boat situated in a channel. And as he's doing this, you look over to the man that's been calling your names, because I realized y'all weren't in here. Mm-hmm. You see he's a human man dressed in very fine clothes. They're very well fitting. They're dark blue with purple accents going throughout. He wears a beaded mask with dark blue, and white beads meant to signify a waterfall or resemble a waterfall. The top half of his face is uncovered, but has very intricate purple designs spanning across his face. He turns back to the crowd after watching you begin being loaded onto the boat and says, "As you know, we value our society for its piousness, purity, and piety. These 6 are an affront to all that we Fabroxians hold dear. We, in our opulent judgment, cast these vagabonds down to the realm of Orvigo, the domain of the original outcast Utaist." And with that, you see him take a big axe that's been sitting next to him, and as he raises it over his head, you see that on the center, it's a dual-headed axe, and on the center is a scale, right between the 2 blades. Mm-hmm. He swings the axe down and chops a rope, and you feel, quick before we go to that, as they were loading you onto the boats, they loaded your stuff onto the boat as well. So all of your belongings and your items got tossed onto the boat with you.
Very good.
We are shackled and manacled, though, at
God
the wrists
damn it,
and
hobbits, get out of
legs.
Yes.
Okay. Is my axe bigger than his axe? It is.
It's not an axe measuring competition.
It is.
Yeah, I'd say it is, yeah.
It is.
The axe takes up most of the boat.
My axe is 6 feet tall.
It's a big axe.
Uh-huh.
He chops the rope, and you feel the boat under you lurch as the water below it carries it towards the river. And as you look around, the city is very, I'm going to say Masonic, but not in culture, just in architecture. Mm. All the buildings seem to be made from giant slabs of stone. You don't see the standard brickwork lines. It's just solid stone all the way around the buildings. They range from like dark gray to black in color. And as you begin going down this channel, you hear cheers and jeers break out behind you. And the last thing you hear from the man is "next," and begins calling off the names of more people. As you make your way to the river, you feel your boat lurch and turn to the side as it directs itself toward a waterfall in front of you. And you begin going down the river towards this waterfall, unable to prevent your fall. Mm-hmm. So you slowly make your way to the edge, and right as you're at the edge of the waterfall, the boat tips. And for a brief moment, you're able to look out over a lot of the land of Orvigo. You see tall trees, mountains that seem to curl around the northern border. You see the waterfall is falling through mountain peaks and a mountainside edge. You're not able to see to the bottom right from the beginning. As your vision begins to turn, you see the trees further out, which are very colorful and tall, begin to kind of shrink and become smaller, kind of like a wave. Mm-hmm. The colors stay roughly the same, although maybe slightly more muted than the rest. And your boat begins to tip down the rest of the way, and you're able to see all the way to the bottom of the waterfall, the mist careening off of the surface of the water as the waterfall crashes into the lake below. And your boat drops. Now, as you're falling, your shackles and your manacles, the things that are binding you, unhook and disconnect. So you're no longer bound. Otherwise, all 6 of you would drown.
And campaign's over. Good job.
Well, for drowning.
And you all splash down into the surface of a lake. And as you rise to the top, you begin to look around and you see bodies floating face down around you.
The bodies around us, do they look like they're the same race? Do they look like different races?
They're varying races. Human, dwarves, there's a couple gnomes.
Can I find my bag floating?
Your bag is floating
I can see
nearby,
it?
yes.
Yeah, I'll
All
go
of your
and grab
things
my
are
bag.
entered into one bag.
I'm gonna grab my stuff as well.
Just a
Yeah,
very
I'll grab
large
mine.
bag.
So as you look around, you begin to collect your items and collect yourselves. You notice that coming across the water towards you is the bow of a boat. And you can see 2 oars on either side pop out and propel the boat forward and closer to you.
What does the person who is, directing this boat look like?
Dark hair, black hair. I don't want to say a long, scraggly beard, but a mid-length beard, black as well. He's got a olive-colored skin, almost as if he spent a lot of time in the sun. And he
Human?
begins to approach closer and closer to you all.
Human?
Yes, human, yep.
Can I see anything else around us?
As you look around and begin to take in the surroundings of the lake outside, you are greeted with nothing but trees. Seems to be a heavily wooded area. Ahead of you, on either side, is heavy trees. Ahead of you, you see that this lake kind of forms down into a river. Where it begins to form into a river, you can see from, you're looking kind of up at it, so you can see large stone slabs that are, and this is far off in the distance, this isn't very close, but you can see stone slabs seemingly floating right above the surface of the water. The man paddles closer and closer before coming up right alongside you and goes, you folks need some help?
Little bit of assistance would be helpful.
Yeah, if you guys want to climb in, I can go ahead and paddle you back to shore.
I'll make sure that I collect my things as well, and I'll push Flint up into the boat.
Okay.
Thank you, Olaf.
Just gonna nod.
I put my hand out kind of jokingly to help you up. Obviously, you're
Yeah,
tall
I'm just
enough.
gonna shake my head and just Hulk myself out of the water.
And as you get into the boat, he goes, "Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna loom over this man.
he goes, you're a big one, aren't you?"
Just gonna look down at him and nod.
All right, yeah, you can take a seat if you can.
He's with me.
Oh, good.
Just gonna stand in the center of the boat.
I'm gonna climb up the side of the boat and offer my hand to whoever's down in the water and try and help them up.
Okay. So slowly you all kind of gather each other onto the boat. The man goes, "Here's some water if you all would like. I know it's probably tiring work being cast out from your society."
I just want to wring my hair out and kind of glare at him.
Okay.
We had quite a bit of water on the way down.
Yeah, it looks like it. I'm sorry your boat got smashed to pieces, but it's a long fall.
Not our boat.
Well, it fell with you.
We only got in it a minute ago.
Well, you didn't get in it, now did you? They put you in it.
Sir, where are you taking us? I'd like to get moving along.
Oh, well, city in Nanaxi. I'm sure you can see it back over there through the mist, the stone slab city back there. We're going to start making our way over there.
What's it called?
Nanaxi.
Ninaxi.
Nenaxi.
I'm just gonna sit down in the center of the boat
Okay.
and put my knees up and lay my axe across my lap and begin sharpening my blade.
I like it. So, you sharpen your axe. Everyone takes some drinks of water. And as you're
Pull out my
getting...
book and start just writing everything
That's happening?
happening.
I like it.
I'm gonna walk up to the guy and just
Flint Iron Fist at your service.
Hi.
And you are?
My name's not important. I'm just a fairy. You can call me Perry.
Perry, the fairy driver.
His name is Perry?
I guess.
Nick Perry.
Perry man.
I don't know how I
ferry
didn't
man.
think about giving this man a name, but it escaped me until just now.
Perry the ferry driver.
I want to use produce flame just kind of near me to help dry off some of the water.
Oh, hey, please. We're in a wooden boat, lady.
I mean, are you not surrounded by water?
Boats burn
And how do you put out burns?
with water, but
I'll continue. And continues to just.
okay. And you fall asleep.
I fall asleep.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You fall asleep first.
Oh.
My
alright.
eyes just widen as I saw her like producing fire out of her hand.
I'm sitting up near Perry.
Okay. You fall asleep as well.
Very good.
Everyone soon falls asleep. To be fair, this is not from the water.
So I was gonna say, I didn't drink that shit. I'm just sharpening my axe.
We talked about
I
this.
know. It's sleepy time.
It's sleepy time. Y'all are asleep.
Would you
Is that
like
like-
any sleepy time
What time
tea?
of day is it?
This would have been not early morning, or looking like 8 to 10 a.m., somewhere in there. So relatively early in the morning. And soon, you all awaken. Everyone roll a d20. See who wakes up first.
7.
7.
7.
Also 7.
19.
2.
Classic John.
John's gonna wake up first. So Olaf,
Just sharpening my blade as I open my eyes.
you open your eyes expecting your axe to be there, and your hand begins to run once more into motion when you realize it's not. You open your eyes and begin to take in your surroundings,
Uh-huh.
and you are on the other side of bars. Across from you, you can see... We're going to do 2 to a cell. You can see, we're going to do Flint and Stalk
Okay.
in one cell.
Mm-hmm.
You and Chessa are in this cell,
Mm-hmm.
and then those 2 are in a separate cell.
Mm-hmm.
And you begin to stir awake, and you take in your surroundings, and you see that between you and the cell ahead of you is what looks to be a multicolored, weak, loose, kind of like old and decrepit dragon. Not dragon, but a drake.
Okay. And it's in what size approximation comparison to me? Am I bigger than it?
Probably.
Good.
Also, it's asleep.
Good.
That's in his cell, outside of his cell?
That's between his cell and their cell.
Okay, so in like the
In the hallway.
In the middle, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. How long is this hallway?
I'm gonna say about 30 feet from your cell to their cell.
Okay.
It's
so
not so much of a hallway either. You can see daylight coming in from your vantage point from the left,
Okay.
and you can hear the faint rushing of water. You
Okay.
smell like salt and stone.
Okay, so then if it's not a hallway, am I effectively in like a shaped room, like a rectangular or
Yep. So it's
square-shaped room?
You can see that it seems to be like the full room itself is
Mhm.
circular. Your cell is a square.
Okay.
And it's positioned so you'd be here, they'd be here, and then the next cell is here.
Okay.
Kind of like a clock.
Yeah, we're jamming squares into a circle peg. And kindergarten John knows this don't work. Bam!
Like that. Well, like that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then the drake is in the center of the room.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So like right there.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So about 15 feet away from me.
Right, because it's halfway between you and their cell, which is
And
30 feet
it's
away.
asleep.
It is asleep.
I don't have my axe. Do I have any of my other things?
You can see them as you begin to look for them. You look towards the door and you see a makeshift table set up where all of your items are kind of laid out as if someone were inspecting them.
Okay. All right. These bars, what are they made out of?
Metal.
Kind of metal.
Iron.
Okay. So is there a ceiling?
Mm-hmm.
Is the ceiling also part of the metal cage? How about behind me? Because the way you drew that, it looked like my back should be against the wall.
It is. It's stone.
It's stone? Is it, DJ?
Mm-hmm.
Very
Also,
good.
everyone else through this begins to wake up as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, stop him.
Somebody.
Who's in what cells?
So you're gonna do Olaf and
Here?
Olaf and Chessa there,
The top one.
Yeah.
and then you and Mike are gonna be in the one across from them, and then those two are gonna be in the leftover one.
We like wake up, we just see Olaf like sitting there.
Oh yeah, I'm checking everything. This is ironically perfect for the shit I did before.
And to clarify, the only thing that I would still have is the lamp because of its properties.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah, I am going to...
Haha! It's this, but just updated to be like 3 cells instead of many.
Okay.
Okay.
Because
that's
my
it.
initial plan, y'all can hang on to this if you want.
Okay.
My initial plan was to do 1 to a cell, and I forgot because I forgot I had that paper.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah, I am going to begin knocking on every bar in these cages to see if any feels loose to me. And I'm going to attempt to inspect wherever they are bonded into some kind of plate, how they are bonded. 'Cause
I'll say you go through and you shake them a little bit rather
Yeah.
than knock, because there's a sleeping Drake in front of you.
I mean, I would genuinely knock.
Fair enough. So
It's what I've been...
you knock on them, and you find one that does feel loose.
So, is it a central bar or is it like a corner bar?
This would be a central bar, where the bar meets here, and then the top bars and bottom bars.
Oh, okay, so there's a
Because it's a taller cell, so the bars would need to support the weight.
Okay.
You know.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna remove one of my bone pieces off my cloak.
Mm-hmm.
Really, rather long, thin one. And attempt to try and like see if I can feel the mechanism in the key lock
Okay.
and pop it.
Make a dexterity check, and make a strength check if you want to try to break the bar.
Oh, yeah.
I figured that's where that was going.
Mm-hmm.
18.
That'll succeed. You're able to pop the lock and you creak the door open a little bit.
Flat strength check?
Yeah.
19.
19. You pull the bar away.
Just gonna hold the iron bar.
And you can feel that now, because you've removed the one, a couple more closer,
feel loose.
they start to loosen up as well.
You said our stuff is out in front of us.
It's on a table for you guys where you're positioned, exactly opposite the Drake. Or on the other side of the Drake, rather.
So it's like right about here.
Right, near the
Okay.
opening.
I'm gonna step away from this large man who's now holding an iron bar, who I just watched rip it.
I'm gonna
Yeah, I'm nervous.
I'm gonna look over at the other two in their cells and just like take my bone and be like. So I'm gonna like kind of chuck it over through the thing into them.
Okay.
I'll try to catch it.
Catch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna start fiddling with the bars.
Make a dexterity check as well.
That is a 14.
Yeah, that'll succeed. So you're able to pop your lock as well. So
I
now,
am going to, instead of removing them, I'm going to just pull them apart.
okay. Make a stealth check.
I'm gonna toss the bone back. Much obliged, friend.
I'm still in my armor, correct? They did not take my armor?
Right.
At disadvantage.
I'll say not with disadvantage, because you're not actively trying to sneak. You're trying to not make noise while you're spreading these bars apart.
Trying to keep the bars from
You know what I
creaking.
mean?
First was a 3.
You run as you pull the bars apart. I know that was a terrible sound, but we're gonna go.
I pull my door back and just kind of like act as if it's closed, so I'm not drawing attention to the fact that it's unlocked.
Okay.
Same.
And you see the Drake in front of you raises its head and looks around.
No spells!
Sarah!
If you start with no spell.
Yep. Uh-oh, looks like somebody's gotta find all her spell scrolls.
Nothing.
Good luck.
So So does this Drake
They took my book away.
notice?
It picks its head up and begins to look around, and it sees your cell.
Me pulling bars apart.
Can I attempt to distract him as I hear this noise and see this dragon start to stir?
Mm-hmm.
Can I attempt to draw his attention towards me instead of
Yeah,
that,
what would
so
you
he
like to
doesn't
do?
see it? I'm gonna pull my lamp and just start kind of like clinking it against the bars, like a person with a cup would do in prison.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Spare change.
It's just like
I
Rugrats.
want to go home.
It walks over and puts its face like right up against the bars and just goes.
Well, hi.
And it just stares at you. And as you stop clinking your cup, it turns and looks back at.
I'm
where
gonna make an attempt to distract it now, since I see it turning its attention away from him.
What would you like to do?
I'm gonna bang on the bars as loud as I can. Just keep smacking on them, just to draw his attention in.
He begins to look from Don's direction, or I'm gonna do this until I remember names. Flint. Looks in Flint's direction and then begins to scan his way over to you. He kind of lumbers his way on over.
As he starts moving, I'm gonna attempt to run out of my cell over to the table and grab Olaf's axe.
Okay.
I'm going to turn to the lady in my cell.
Uh-huh.
Forgive me, and I'm going to try to grab you by your shoulders.
I'm not gonna do. My strength is -1. There's nothing I can do.
And I'm going to, because I would be doing the high bars, I'm going to just horizontal her out and then vertically stand her up and then pat you on the head.
Okay.
So am I out here with the Drake now?
Uh-huh.
Drake food.
So I'm like pressed back. I can't say this
If the Drake hasn't seen that, when that happens, I want to use my Tabaxi ability to double my speed.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move half speed so I can move with like advantage on stealth. And I just want to go grab my things as quickly as I can.
Make a stealth check and also make a stealth check.
Okay.
Is he coming over to me?
Yeah, he begins walking over to you.
Just
I'm
go,
gonna
"What?
keep waving at his face.
Why are you bringing him over?
I got a 19.
19?
6.
That succeeds, oddly enough. He rolled a 4. I made him roll with disadvantage because he's distracted. He walks over to your cell and kind of lumbers up and starts swaying his head side to side and just...
How close is he to me?
He's pretty much right against the bar.
He's against the bars.
Pretty much.
I'm gonna like lean in and just like.
And it just stares at you for a moment before...
And I'm gonna like kind of like there's something on his face. And like kind of reach in towards him.
As you begin to reach,
Like not through the bar just yet. Like I'm kind of like you got something.
it
like,
just stares at you.
Yeah. Have they gotten their stuff?
Yeah, I grab my stuff. I grab Olaf's
Have they
axe.
returned to where they needed to go?
How high are the ceilings?
That's a good question. 15 feet.
Okay. Instead of returning my cell, I'm climbing up.
Up a cell?
Up the like cave or the rock
Okay.
wall. I want to climb up toward the ceiling. I have
Okay.
a climbing speed of 20, so I just want to like cling near the top with my claws if I can.
Yes.
I like it. Okay.
I'm gonna start like motioning towards his head.
And it's just staring at you.
Like just really look into its eyes and just have it like be very confused as to why I'm just like looking so deeply into its face, gesturing at it.
And it looks at you for a moment more before it just begins to turn and walk.
And I'm handing Olaf's axe
Okay.
to him.
As he starts to turn away, I want to yell at him and go, "What an hideous looking creature."
And it just turns and...
That's all you have to say? You're stupid as well?
Oh, I can't wait for you guys to try to fight this thing. You're going first.
Great.
So in
yeah.
terms of bars that I have hearted, is there sufficient space because of... Again, I respect that I am a massive figure. Can I step out over the horizontal one and kind of fireman-like going through the ladder, hook my shoulder under, and then bring my head and then my next shoulder and step out next to the lady I put out here?
Yeah. I'll allow that, yeah.
Very good. And then you bring me my axe?
Yeah, I just stand it in front of you as it towers over me.
It's like you're
I
shaking
got
in your
both
arms.
hands.
I don't know how you do this, dude. Yeah, I will just reach and grab my axe.
No,
Kind
is
of run my finger along the blade.
this Drake, he has like paw claws, right? Like, he doesn't have like proper hands that he could use as hands.
Yeah, he's, like I said, he's multicolored, so it looks like he's made up of red, blue, and green scales just kind of spreading out throughout his body. Not in any particular pattern, or, like, you can't discern any, like, meaning to how they're placed. It looks like just a hodgepodge of colors slapped onto this thing. It's got a wide, flat tail that kind of curls up toward the end, and one central horn,
It's got a millie tail.
but flat.
Yes.
And then one central horn, like, on its nose.
Didn't really know
Yes,
Drake
on
looked
its
like
nose.
before this.
So after she went ahead and insulted the hell out of it, and I could tell that it was insulted by that. No,
No?
it just didn't give her any reaction to that. Okay, I'm gonna, with my arms still up, I'm gonna reach and show him pointy bone,
Okay.
and be like, and like point towards my teeth and point at him, like,
And it just
something
stares
in your
at you.
like.
Just stares.
As he's doing that, I want to just like pace back and forth behind him, just trying to like. So
As
he's
you begin
watching.
to pace, he begins to follow your movement and just watch you walk back and forth.
Okay.
I pull out my 50 feet of rope and just hand it to Olaf and point at the dragon.
I'm just gonna smack the rope down. And I'm going to walk over to it. It has a tail, correct?
It does.
If I see you walking over, I want to climb across to be above it.
Okay.
Yeah, So there's a hallway there. As I'm walking, what do we see from that hallway?
So as you begin to walk over, looking out through the opening, you see the cave mouth opens out into what looks like a forest. Through pretty moderate tree cover, but not completely blocking your view. You're able to catch glimpses of a river moving
Okay.
on the other side of the trees.
Yeah, I'm going to pause briefly, turn back towards Flint and Chessa, and just quickly move my hand like that, gesturing away from the cage.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that. Grab my stuff off the.
I just kind of like snap to the cat.
I'll climb backwards, but I'm gonna stay in between the door and John on the ceiling.
Yeah.
As
Like
I,
I'll move back, but I'm gonna stay
Yeah,
in
yeah,
between
yeah,
the two just in case.
when I see him walking up, I'm just gonna just kind of back away up against the wall. Just wait.
I'm gonna throw the rope onto the ground and start dragging it to try to get the cat's attention.
His eyes get black.
I'm gonna glance back at the dragon.
I'm going to. Does it have spines or any other bony processes on the tail that look like they would injure me if I grabbed the tail?
It does have spines, but not on the edges of the tail.
Okay.
Running in a line down the center of the tail.
On the top though.
Right.
What about its back legs, like its haunches? Because again, this is like a medium-sized creature, or is this a large?
It is medium.
It's medium.
Um,
It's getting thrown.
I'm going to Yeet Town. I'm gonna go
Yeet.
grab it by the fucking height of its haunches and just drag it backwards towards the cell that I've broken some of the barbs on.
okay. Go ahead and make a strength check.
I am an 18.
It's a 5.
Yup. I mean, would I be able to, because it's a comparable size to me, does it have these barbed portions on the spine going all along the back? Fuck it, I'm pulling it into my fucking chest.
Okay.
I don't really care if you want to pierce me with it at some point, but I will absolutely just Hulk, fireman, cross-arm, pick this thing up, and then walk it over towards the cell that I broke out of.
Okay. As you're like gripping it and walking it, it's gonna swing its tail back and try to hit you in the legs.
Okay, so like the tail would be behind me, it's
And-
gonna try to sweep backwards.
Well, you're holding it like belly to back, right?
It's back to my belly, yes.
Right. So it's gonna swing its tail downward.
the tail is at the bottom, correct? Like, if I lift it like this...
Yeah,
so if
its
the
tail
tail
would
was
be
curled
under it.
up under its belly.
Right, and then the
Oh,
tail,
so its tail goes in front of it and it's coming over its own head?
it's going to swing. So if it's facing this way, right, and
Yeah.
its tail goes like this,
Yes.
assuming that its tail would be hanging down here and you're standing here, it's going to swing its tail backward
Before I've grabbed it? Like, that's what I'm not understanding.
as you're holding it.
As I'm holding
I think to like
Right.
hit your legs.
Right,
Yeah.
to hit
Like
your
it's
legs.
trying to like whip its tail, like as you're holding him up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like an alligator.
Say a 13 to hit.
13 does not hit.
Slaps its tail down and hits the cave floor right in front of your feet.
Mm-hmm. And I, like a singular piece of bread, I'm gonna jam this thing back into its bread box. Just...
Go ahead and make a strength check.
That is a 9.
I'm also a 9.
Okay.
So I'm going to say it resists. It puts up a fight and manages to get its front paws on the cage as you're like going to shove it in.
Okay.
You just outforce it.
Okay.
And you just shove it through the hole.
Mhm.
And it falls down into the cell on the other side and it begins pacing along the cell.
I'm gonna walk out and go get my stuff off the table.
Yeah, same.
Just gonna
Put
dust
my bone
chest
back
off.
in my lapel.
Okay.
I just give 2 thumbs up to Olaf.
Just gonna give an awkward, like, half smile. Ah.
I love it.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Ah.
You did good.
Ah.
All right.
Gonna lean down towards the lady. It's hilarious.
The Drake's just pacing in there.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna
We've
go.
got
I'm gonna
this thing going.
grab a little jerky out of my ration kit and like at the guy at the Drake and just sort of chuck it through the bars to him.
Okay.
Heavyweight Gaming, thank you very much for the 14 viewer raid. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Welcome everybody.
This is our first episode of this campaign.
First episode of a new campaign.
Indeed.
Thank you so much and welcome all.
So I'll throw him a piece of jerky and like
And he begins to eat the jerky before looking back up at the cell and just pacing along back and forth along the
and I
cell.
run away.
I'll drop off the ceiling and follow out.
Yeah. You guys exit out from the cave. Like I said, you exit out into a forest. You can see it's a pretty, now that you get a full view of what's around you, it's a very mountainous area that you're in. You can see that the elevation of the forest that you're in begins to descend down to the west. Yes, to the west.
Okay.
You see just forest and trees and a river beyond the forest in front of you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna inspect my chest and make sure I'm not bleeding from any kind of like spine or thing that may have penetrated my chest.
I like it.
Am I able to recall which direction the city was in?
You have no
Just
idea
by
where
looking
you are.
at the surrounding area? No.
You have no idea where you are.
Okay.
Is there? You said there's a river. Is there any sign of like a boat having been docked or?
Make a perception check.
Jeez. 18.
18. You do see the bow of the boat. That sounds odd.
It's
Bow.
Yeah, bow. Okay, I'm right. Yeah.
View.
I was overthinking it and then
The boat?
confusing myself. You see the bow of a boat just kind of rocking gently on waves through the trees.
Is it a familiar boat?
Does it look like the one we fell asleep in?
No.
Cool.
We'll say the one you fell asleep in was like a dark wood, like mahogany. This is a very light wood, like birch.
Do I see that as well?
I'll assume.
I'll point it
She
out.
Yeah.
points it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I trust anymore.
That looks promising.
Does it?
It's a way out of wherever the hell we are.
That's what we thought when we got pulled up onto the first one. Wound up in some cages.
Are there any tracks on the ground?
Make a survival check.
While he's looking for traps, I would just like to step into the water.
Okay.
Not deep, just up to about shin deep.
30-20.
Dirty 20. So you begin to, as you're walking toward the woods and then therefore the river, which is just slightly beyond, you walk and look at the ground, and you notice that there's you can see clear footprints where it looks like someone walked toward the cave. You would see them walking out from the cave. And in some places you're able to see like a portion of a footprint that's leading toward the cave, but it looks like something was being dragged behind whoever was walking, and that obscured most of the footprints. So you can see like drag marks as well.
Olaf-sized drag marks. Olaf-sized drag marks.
Yeah, they vary in size, but... And Olaf, you walk over and you begin to stand shin deep in the very clear water. As you look out over the surface of the water, you can see that the trees that have multiple colors, like every color of the rainbow is in a tree somewhere. Like they all have multiple colors on the trees. You see they're being reflected off the surface of the water as it sparkles in the sunlight.
Can I see the bottom of this river? In terms of where I'm standing,
Yes.
if it's crystal clear and then outwards a stretch, it looks like it's pretty firm, like a riverbed? Okay.
And as you walk to the bank of the river and you walk in and you look to either side, you see that it continues to the east a bit before it turns and begins to, it looks like it doesn't ascend because that doesn't make sense, but you see the elevation begin to ascend more to the east.
Okay.
And as you look to the west, you see the water kind of pick up in pace, not rapid, but it's faster.
Okay.
And you see like a valley. You see mountainous areas on either side of the river as if it's cutting through a mountain valley.
Comparable to what I saw when we descended?
That was more of a straight river
Okay.
with like limited tree cover on the banks.
Okay.
There was no like mountains on either side of it.
Okay.
But when you began to tip and you saw the curvature of the mountains around the north border of Orvigo, similar to that, yeah.
Okay.
And we came from the south?
You fell to Orvigo from the north.
We fell from the north of Orvigo, so
Right.
we were looking towards the south.
When you fell, yes.
Gotcha.
How tall are the trees? Like, how high up is the foliage?
In this area, the foliage is going to be 25 to 30 feet.
Okay, I want to climb up and start plucking all the different colored leaves off and just
Okay.
looking at them. And then after like a minute of doing that, I'll look around and see if I can see anything from up high.
Yeah, from up high you'll be able to see, like I said, the elevation continues to rise to the east. To the west you can see where the tree cover kind of begins to thin. And through, you're pretty high up, you can see the lake, or you can see the form of Nanaxi to the west at the end of the river that you're on. As if this this river leads to the lake that Nanaxi is positioned on.
Okay, you said Minaxi was to the west.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Said
I'm gonna approach the dock area. And
It's
kind
just
of,
a boat like tied off
oh,
to a
it's
tree.
tied off to the thing. Okay, so it's not an actual dock.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm gonna pull out my book once again and just, similar to a stalk, just like grab like an interesting leaf and just put it in my book and take some
Okay. Yeah, you add
take some notes.
a blue leaf with like yellow veins running through it into your notebook.
I'm gonna approach one of the trees next to where the boat is, and I'm gonna reach into my little pouch and smudge my symbol on the tree,
Okay.
kind of in a small area off to the side of it.
Okay.
Is all of my jewelry still on me?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk around to everybody I don't know, except for Stalk, who's up in a tree, and just
Climbs up the tree. How's it go?
So I'll walk over to you first as I see you doing some weird stuff with a tree.
Hi,
Hello,
Flint Iron Fist.
Crom.
Nice to meet you, Crom. What brings you here?
A boat.
Funny man, I like that.
I try. So you know them?
Just the big one. That's Olaf.
Are you still waiting out in the water? Just
I'm
like
still standing out in the water, just like looking around me, and occasionally like I'll dip my hands into the water and just hold it up and watch as it like slowly falls down and
That was something back there with a big lizard.
He's quite strong.
I don't think I've seen anything like that before.
Most people haven't. He's helped me with a lot. Any muscle I need, he's always been there.
He'd be the one to do it.
Oh yeah, I saw him for the first time. I had to add him to my crew.
So have you met anybody else yet?
No, I was about to introduce myself. Like to come with me,
Sure.
right?
Walk over to you.
Hi, Flint Iron Fist.
And she reaches her hand out and gives you a very firm handshake and goes, Minerva.
Nice to meet you. This is Crom.
Hi.
Hello?
That big one's Olaf.
You're very strong. Okay.
Doesn't talk much.
Keeps playing with the water again.
I do most of the talking for both of us.
So, you're a thief, huh?
I'd like to think of myself as more than a thief, but I do steal things, yes.
And you can just like see all the rings on my hands.
Are any of them have like a red stone dome?
Let's see.
as I catch my reflection in the water, I'm just gonna pound the water.
Yeah, there's a chance that one of them does. There are golden rings with like various inlaid gems, so
Okay.
sure, one of them could be red.
I'm wearing a gold like bracelet with a gold or with a red stone, and I kind of put it next to your piece of jewelry and go, it's a pretty piece you have.
Thank you. Don't remember exactly where I got this one. Caravan of some kind. And you there with the book?
I don't look up from the book. I'm just taking my notes, drawing like a picture of this leaf that I'm holding. My name is Chessa.
Flint Iron Fist. Crom, Minerva. Big one's Olaf.
I'm gonna wipe the pigment off my hands.
Again, just like I'm like crouched on the ground doing this. Reach up, shake your hand.
What you writing there?
I've never been somewhere like this before. Grew up in the city. You know, this is all brand new. So, making sure I document all of it.
Yeah, I'm quite the city dweller myself. I've been exploring new areas recently. I've definitely never been here before.
At that point, I'll climb down and over with like all the different leaves I pulled. I'll gesture to myself and say, "This one is called Stalk," and then I'm gonna hold out like colored leaves and show them to you since I see you recording them.
Nice to meet you. And I'll like take a few more of the leaves and draw them in my book. Make like little diagrams.
Do like rubbings of them in the book.
Yeah.
Flint Iron Fist.
I'm gonna hold my paw out and
Minerva, Crom, Chessa, and the big one's Olaf.
just look around.
Still slapping the water. Just angrily.
Have I ever seen anything like a tabaxi before?
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say,
would've,
I don't
right?
know
Okay.
how homogenous my home city is.
Not all that homogenous. I'll say it's probably an equal split between probably 3 different races with humans, elves, and damn it, I had it and I lost it. We're gonna go with dwarves. There were some tabaxi that were around. You would know that in Fabroxy, tabaxi weren't really. They didn't really congregate to one area. They were more spread out across the country, or kingdom, whatever word you would like to use to denote a large group of people.
I'm gonna walk over to Stalk and pull one of my many bones out of my hoods. Kind of give him one of my sharp, pointy bones. Fangs, I know.
I'll take it.
It's
Stare
good
at
for
it.
picking.
I'll, many thanks. And just be staring at it for a minute.
I'm gonna look over at Olaf because you got those
Mm-hmm.
big toofs.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like one?
Guess I'll just turn.
For your teeth.
I'm gonna go to embrace you.
I'm just gonna like. Okay. Here you go.
Oh, thank you, lad. Take it. I'm just gonna whisper that quietly in your ear. Don't tell them.
You're gonna secretly tell all of us that you're able to speak, but ask us not to let anyone else know. That's your goal.
Am I aware of this?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure that this wasn't a.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a lot of fun if you were the only one who didn't know.
You were able to. I've known him for years.
So, you all are standing at the bank of this river, a boat in front of you. You can see, like I said before, the river heads down through the valley to the west, and the elevation rises to the east.
What time of day is it?
It's probably about, it was mid-morning when you guys fell before, so like 8 to 10 a.m. when you were cast down. We're going to say it's probably like 2, 3 o'clock.
Okay. I want to motion to the boat and go, well, friends, I don't know how much more daylight we have. Say we get a move on?
I agree. Would be best to get out of here before someone comes looking for us.
I'll let go of Crom and just kind of usher you towards the boat. Ah!
I suppose we should go.
Do we know the name of the city?
Nanaxi? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Perry
in-
the ferry man,
Okay.
I believe, said it.
Yeah.
Perryman.
Perry the
Ferryman.
Yeah. Ferryman, Perryman.
So we're walking toward the boat, and I'm still like looking at the leaves, just like commenting on how interesting and pretty they are. I'll like side comment that also the city's to the west. I could see it from the tree line.
Does the boat lead us? Can it lead us west?
The elevation rises to the east and descends to the west, so the flow of the water would be toward the
Okay.
city.
So west is our only option. Is this boat dock? Like, is it?
It's tied off to a tree.
Okay. And what kind of boat is it?
Like a little rowboat again?
So
like what
yeah,
we-
it is similar to a little rowboat. There's enough space for all of you on it. I'll say that. It's like a canoe that you could fit 6 people on.
Okay.
It is light colored wood, like birch I had said before.
Yep.
And in where you would expect the grain of the wood to be, you know how wood grain is usually like a darker color or a lighter color, it seems to have a pigment to it. So you see like the shadows of the wood would be like a blue, like a dark blue color spreading through the wood, and the highlights, the bright parts of the grain are red.
Interesting.
Gonna
What
hop
would
in the
y'all like
boat.
to do? Hop in the boat?
Yep.
Alright, so you
Hopping in the front.
As we look west, is there any indication as to how far away this area is? Or would Stalk have any indication from sight from the tree as to how far away this might be?
Yeah, we're gonna say probably it's like 10 to 11 miles, somewhere in there.
Okay.
You're pretty deep in the wilderness.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'd mention that.
Okay.
Do we want to get on this boat and go to this city? We've already.
So you're suggesting we stay here?
I mean, we've already gotten on one boat and wound up in cages. The first boat we got on sent us over a waterfall. I don't really trust boats.
Beats dying in the
Why
woods.
is this one just sitting here?
I kind of motion to my Morning Star and go, because now I have this. Hopefully we don't wind up in another cage.
Yeah, and I see you do that, and I just like pull out my 2 hand axes. Just kind of sharpen the blades against each other.
Just gonna hold my great axe aloft over my head with 2 hands.
This reminds me of the headless body of Agnew.
I'll pull out a single small dagger. This is what I got. And I can do this. And I cast Prestidigitation and make like little.
I'm gonna pull another little bone out of my jacket.
I'm gonna reach for the fluff.
Would you like
as
this
do
too?
that. Just pull out
Is
my
it
2
sharp?
daggers.
Yes.
Sure, thank you.
Might come in handy.
Take notes.
I'm
Trace
going
it on
to
my-
to cast dancing lights, I'm going to snap my fingers and make little balls of light come out of the ends of them and place them on the edges of the boats. I think it's 3 lights.
Okay.
4. So I'm going to place 1 on the front, and then 2 on the side, and then 2 further back on the boat, so we have lights on the boat.
Okay. All right, and you begin boating your way along to the west, following the flow of the river as it heads to the west and begins to go downhill. Ahead of you, you can see the river begins to take a winding path through these through the mountainous regions. You begin making your way slowly through the mountains. The river is not all that fast.
The boat didn't have any paddles or anything in it?
It didn't have a paddle, but it does have a rudder, so you're able to steer it.
I mean, I'll dip my axe in.
I'm gonna tap Minerva and Flint on the shoulder and pull little bones out. I've given everybody else one. It's only right that.
Thank you.
Thank you. And like kind of inspect it and like put it in my bag.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, now that everybody has one, these little bones are little kind of, they're just
Like
kind of
sewing needles?
yeah, kind of. It's like they're triangular in shape that they were like kind of whittled down, and on each of them there's a X carved into the top of each one of them with pigment rubbed into it
Okay.
to make it look red.
All right.
The red boat.
While we're on this boat, I would like to ritual cast Find Familiar.
Okay.
And I would like to make... there's so many options. Seahorse? Why?
Seahorse attack!
A rat.
A rat? Okay. Yeah, you find a little, or you make a little rat in your hand.
Make it, pat him on the head, put him in my pocket.
Okay, I like it. So, as the boat is... Sorry, friends. I'm the worst, I know. Oh, there's the first one.
Despicable.
I'm going to mage hand and paddle the boat with my mage hand.
Okay, I'll use my
Physically
scimitar to
doing
try
it, but I'm going to do it.
second battle.
I mean, as you're doing that, I can see your mage hand.
Yeah.
It's not invisible. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna smack at you. Use the great axe.
Yeah, I take the mage hand away, and I just take the mage hand and I have it sit on the front of the boat, like the 2 fingers being like legs, as it just sits on the front of the boat.
Oh my god, like in
I'm gonna have it hold the one dancing
The
light.
Addams Family.
Yeah.
the Adams, or
Spy Kids.
yeah, so it is.
Oh, the
It's wearing a
thumbs.
little
It's a mage hand, but it's all thumbs.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it hold the one dancing light and just sit off the edge of the boat.
Okay, it's got its legs just kind of
Yeah.
kicking.
Legs.
It's finger legs.
So as the boat begins to move across this river, or move down this river, the mountainous area around you kind of begins to level out. You can see that it becomes mountainous again in the future, like you can look down the river and see how it's more mountainous. But there's a good stretch where it seems to be nice and flat. Everyone make a perception check.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Classic John. Nat 20.
7.
7,
13.
13.
That's a natural 1.
You...
I was very distracted.
Mike?
15.
15?
I got a 3.
Oh.
I was writing in my book about just writing in my
I was
book.
scratching stuff into the seat next to me. I wasn't paying any attention to anything else.
I was
Like-
concentrating on my lights and my little hand.
Olaf, you hear carrying on the wind ahead of you because the wind is blowing against you as you're going down. Carrying on the wind, you hear you don't speak Goblin, do you? You hear chattering. You know, like voices carrying and speaking to one another. And as you get closer, it becomes louder and louder.
Okay. So, a multitude of voices, though?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it does not feel as though it is coming from a direction of either side of the river. It feels like it's coming, because you described us as on a straightaway at this point, correct?
It
had curved previously, but I
Right.
thought we straightened out.
now it's starting to straighten out and become flat on the sides
Yes.
as well. Right.
So it's not on either side. It feels like it's dead ahead of us.
I'll say you do hear it coming from either side.
From either or both?
Both.
So both? Okay.
Both, yeah.
Okay.
So I will say that you would know that I speak several languages.
Sure.
I didn't hear it or see it, but your character would know that I speak several.
Yeah,
of
I
the
hear a
senior
foreign language.
languages.
I'm gonna slap you in the chest. Ah!
I'll
Point
just
out
start
to the
like
sides of the
looking
trees.
around and
All right. You begin to hear it carrying on the wind as well. Do you speak Goblin?
I do.
Great. So you hear the one voice call out, "All right, men. They're coming. They'll be here soon. This river only goes one way."
Some really gruff goblins.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
This guy lives.
Let's take their smokes and get out of here.
He's giant arms, little legs. He just carries himself around on his arms.
I fucking hate leg day.
He goes, Team
Leg
A,
day goblins.
Team A, over to the north side of the river.
Teabag?
Team A.
Team egg?
Team A.
Oh no, they're organized.
I like teabag.
I like teabag too.
Teabag over to the river.
You see one goblin. Okay.
Only that guy lives.
He goes, Team B, stay to the south side. They'll be here soon. Ready your bows.
Bows?
Hate to disturb all of you. It appears we're about to be attacked by goblins that are in the trees there and there. They seem to be fairly organized, and they do have bows.
I am immediately going to pull my great axe in, rest it on my lap, and grab both sides of the boat and turn.
There is a rudder.
I mean, I'm flipping the fucking boat.
Oh,
If we're gonna get shot at,
Yeah, he
I'm
wants-
going to
yeah.
give us protective cover.
I like it.
I am going to attempt to flip this boat.
Okay.
When I see that, I'm gonna immediately shove my book into my my
Alright.
bag.
I'm just.
I'm
Oh
also-
god, Olaf.
I'm also gonna cast mage armor on myself.
Okay.
Just
So while you, I gotta look that up. While you all make your way down this river, Pirates of the Caribbean style, go ahead and roll for initiative
Hell yeah.
while I look this up. John, off the top of your head, you don't know what page in the DMG gives hit points for shit, do you?
In terms of items,
Mm-hmm.
not page off the top of my head. I mean, I could tell you that a boat would probably have something like an AC 8 and maybe 20-ish hit points in total.
I was thinking about
Like,
that. Yeah.
very low AC, moderate, respectable number of hit points. I mean, it's not like it's hard to hit, but it's also, you know, because it's wood and it's going to get hit by piercing arrows, I don't know whether or not it would have, in your eyes, some kind of, like, resistance to that. Because, again, I don't know how strong this wood is.
Right.
That's entirely your discretion.
Okay.
I'm a goddamn hero.
So it's gonna be this, and for hit
I'm going to drown us
point-
all.
You going for a hug again? It's just like.
Yep. I steal lives.
Oh my gosh.
You're wanted for the crime of life thievery.
Alrighty, so I got that. Now I gotta roll my
Sir,
guys.
isn't that just murder?
I'm sorry. You're right. Just theft. No,
Slap on the wrist it is.
no
Goodbye.
arguments here, big boy.
Sorry, I just gotta roll initiative on all these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Also, my computer is only on 24%, so it's probably not gonna be done before we end.
Yeah.
Oh God, Raz and his wolves showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Rolling a lot of die.
Yeah, Mike, what you got?
I got a 9.
9, alright. Minerva,
I got a 19. Or I'm sorry, 18.
18. Okay. Glenn,
11.
John,
15.
Sarah,
7.
and Don.
12.
12. Okay. Wow. All right. So, Goblin 1 is going to lead us off. So as you guys begin to approach on the boats, Don, you would hear, albeit muffled and slightly echoey because you're on the inside of a boat,
Yep.
you would hear him call out, "Fire!" And he's going to fire. Let me pull up, because I can't just look at the stat block anymore.
So we're currently underneath the boat.
You are currently under the boat, yes.
So how deep is this river?
It's pretty deep. You're not able to touch the bottom.
Okay.
So it's 10, 15,
10 to 15 feet?
somewhere in
Okay.
there, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm 7'8", looking at my description again. Fucking monster.
Yeah, you're a
Yeah.
big dude.
I'm holding on to the like front seat. So is my mage hand.
Okay. All right. Just coming up. There it is. And all right, he's gonna make a short bow attack at your boat.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 9, so plus 4, 15. That's gonna hit the boat. 1d6 plus 2. So your boat takes 7 damage.
Mm-hmm.
As you on the inside of this boat hear thunk and see an arrowhead protrude through the side of the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Good call, Olaf.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, Mike. You should have gone first. You had a higher higher initiative.
No,
than
Mike
I
is a
did.
9.
I had a 9.
Sorry, Minerva.
Shell is an 18.
I had an M, and that's
Yeah.
so yeah. You
I
would be
write
going
in
first.
pen, DJ.
I mean, I think I'm gonna just stay under the boat. I'm just gonna hold my action.
Okay. So an arrow, pew, and
Mm-hmm.
When it
move
comes
on.
through, what's the arrowhead made out of?
Metal.
Like iron again, like iron tip.
No, it's gonna be a black metal. Like very, you can see. Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
The arrow pops through.
I didn't think about that, but yeah. So yeah, it, and then next is gonna be another goblin,
Got one too.
and he's gonna do same thing. It's an at 20.
Sure.
So
The
6.
boat.
Yeah.
Is it better the boat than
10.
Exactly. Think how much healing I just did as a fighter with a boat.
They'd like to cast Hellish Reboat.
Okay, that's what I did. I'm dumb.
I mean, would you like to? I'll light this boat on fire right now.
Hellish Reboat.
So as this one, we're gonna say this arrow, you don't hear it break through the wall of the boat.
Mm-hmm.
You hear it collide into the top.
Okay.
And where, boats have that central, I want to say vein, but that's
Hull?
not the right word, beam that
Yeah.
runs like along
Yeah.
the middle.
Keel.
That, sure, yep. You hear an
Boats.
arrow just collide into the top of the boat above you, and you hear wood stretching and cracking as you see the keel begins to break to the side from the force of the arrow hitting it. And then we're gonna go to John.
So does the boat look as though it is splitting?
It is very damaged, yes.
Okay. Now how wide is this river?
We're gonna say 20 feet from
20 feet in total or 20 feet from center out? So
yeah,
40
20
feet out. 40 in total or 20 in total?
It would be 40 in total, 20 to either side.
Okay. And again, I heard goblins from both sides.
Mhm.
I am going to attempt to peel one of the 2 delicious halves of this boat.
Okay.
Brrr!
We're underwater, so You can do that a bit more bubbly.
That's perfect. I love it.
And I'm gonna run to the east side of the embankment
Okay.
with this boat as my personal shield,
Is anyone going with
like a banana.
anyone going with Olaf?
So you took half the boat with you and you left the other half floating?
Yep,
Okay.
you guys got the other half. I'll take this half.
There you go.
I'll go with the big man.
Yeah, I will also
You just
go.
leap on my back.
I'll hang on to our side
Okay.
Mhm.
and twist it so that it's kind of coming back, so it's kind of covering us a little bit.
I like it.
So in terms of my swimming speed, I can only get 15 feet, so I am close to the edge.
Right, you're 5 feet from the edge. You would be able to stand up.
Up.
Yeah.
So while I'm standing here, I would like to at least utilize some portion of my action to get a glance of if I can see at all in this area in the trees where the fuck these things are.
Yeah, so at this point you would be able to, like, you could look through the arrow hole at this point, but
Sure.
you look to the side and you see there's 3 goblins shoulder against tree, leaning out, pointing bows at toward the river.
Okay. Fuck. No, I am very happy that going prone does not cost movement.
It doesn't.
I am going to turn this boat horizontal and fucking kneel behind all of this.
Okay.
And provide me and my wonderful cat friend, and you came also?
Full
Yeah,
cover.
I'm gonna full fucking cover me and my friends
I like
as
it.
I beach this fucking whale.
I like it.
Oh my god. Alright, yeah, I'm good then.
Cool. So after John, we're gonna go to Don.
Okay. Would you permit me a free action with my hand axe? It's not an attack.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just take my hand axes and jam them into the boat so we have a better place to hold.
Oh, like a handle?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll jam one into one side and one into the other so we can kind of swivel it if we need to.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna lean out from the side and look for an enemy, and I'm gonna Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Yeah, you lean out from the side and you see the same thing, a goblin kind of leaning against a tree, pointing his bow towards your boat.
Is this the opposite side that John attacked on, or is this
Yeah, it's
same
the other side.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll to
So
attack
I
him.
started blasting.
The goblin's behind a tree.
Yeah, quarter cover.
Yeah, quarter cover. Okay.
That is a 12.
12 will not hit.
Yeah,
Okay.
quarter cover is 2 to AC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you fire your Eldritch Blast into the woods, and you watch as it flies through the trees. You see multicolored leaves spring into the air and begin to flutter and settle their way back down.
And I'll dip back behind the boat.
Okay.
And I'm gonna, I guess I'll start using my movement to start swimming towards the shore since I see Olaf having done that on the other side, so that way we don't keep floating downriver.
So you're going to go to the other bank?
Yeah,
or
I'm gonna go to
same
the other
bank?
side and shove it up on the side. Yeah.
Okay.
How far can you move?
I have a walking. Let's see what my swim speed is.
It's half.
So 15.
Your movement speed is 30?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mhm.
As a dwarf?
Yeah, because it's the weird hybrid.
Oh,
thing.
okay, okay.
Yeah, so you would be able to get 5 feet to the riverbank as well. So you'd be able to stand up here as well.
Yeah.
Did anyone go with Dom?
I'm not staying in the middle of the river, so.
Figured not.
Though honestly, what did I say about boats?
Yeah.
To
And
be
you said they
fair-
were dangerous, and I'm showing their protection. And you don't use the boat as a boat.
And to be fair, it was the goblins that didn't like your boat because
Yeah,
they
and
want
they-
your money.
They knew we were coming in a boat.
Are we poor? Don't we not have
Yeah,
money?
you got the stuff with you. That's
Okay.
it. So after dawn, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, but then it'll be Glenn.
Very good.
Very good.
Glenn, what had you rolled?
I rolled an 11.
11? Okay. So, Glenn.
have lied about that.
Oh my god, DJ, I write in pen.
He's the best.
What did he lie about?
You going next.
Oh, okay.
Don rolled a 12 and you rolled an 11. There's a very small area here for lying.
See, one of my goblins
Yeah.
rolled an 11 and a half. 11 and 3/4.
Chad, I hope you guys are enjoying the episode
I
so
mean,
far.
I'm enjoying fucking actually beaching against these fucking goblins. This is some fucking Achilles shit. taking fucking Troy today.
Except for Mike, he's Mr. Fizzle Daddy. He's always got monies.
Ironically, I'm about to ask if we have our starting gold.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say.
I don't think we do,
I
actually.
don't think we do.
Oh.
I mean, you have jewelry.
Yeah.
My
So-
jewelry.
This one is called Stalk. I love that.
Our
I love
jewelry.
that, Yeah, I liked the.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's witch. Yes, indeed.
Do you guys
We'll be
know what
running
time and day it
3
is?
It was.
It's
we'll
like
be running 3 homebrew
mid-afternoon.
campaigns.
It's like 2.
So
2
it's
to
not
3.
dark. Okay.
Yeah, well, no, we're fine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Done.
Goblin rolled a higher initiative than Glenn, and I missed it. Yep, it sure did.
So did it roll higher than Don? Don rolled a 12.
No, it rolled a 12.
Okay. Whew. That's what I mean when I say there's very small leeway here.
So
It
it's
rolled a
Minerva,
12.
Goblin 1, Goblin 2, Olaf, Flint, Goblin 3, Prom,
Goblin 3.
Glenblin.
Goblin 3.
Goblin 1.
It's actually funny. I was tattooing
Goblin
the other day and I referred to
3.
myself as a tattoo goblin. Okay.
Then John. Then you. Then.
a Goblin.
Oh, that's Goblin 4. Whoops. And then Goblin 3. Goblin 4 goes after Goblin 1.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Goblins
It's
are
fine.
goblins.
Just shoot us.
Fine.
Shoot us.
It's gonna shoot.
Oh my god.
This is gonna be. We're gonna do 3 to a bank. So 3 on that bank, 3 on this
Yeah.
bank.
Mm-hmm.
3 on the bank that you're going away from. So the 3 that are on your side of the river.
Sure.
Because you're shielded.
Yep.
It's gonna take a shot at you. Or
Mhm. I mean, they would shoot opposite side of the river because the backs of the people
Yeah.
would be exposed.
Mhm.
Or the lady who's not covered remotely because she hasn't gone yet. He moved and took the fucking boat half. You're
what,
exposed.
Did you go with him when he moved in the boat?
I mean,
It
yeah, but
wasn't
I
her
haven't had my
action.
turn yet. So.
That's fair.
Yeah, she hasn't moved.
That's fair, I suppose. Yeah. So we're gonna do. It was Don, Sarah, and
Me.
Glenn that was left over. So 1, 2, and 3. It's gonna be Glenn. It's
It's
gonna
fine.
take a short bow shot at you.
It's fine. It's fine.
That is a 15 to hit.
That's fine. It hits.
I'll take it. So you take 8 piercing damage as it fires.
It's not fine.
As it fires a arrow across the river, and it sails over the surface of the water and collides into your
I'm
back.
gonna die.
I'm gonna be the last man standing. It's gonna be me and a cat on my back. Oh, you're here. Okay, so never mind. We've at least got 3. I forgot.
Go.
Yeah, it's just me, a cat, and this fire lady.
For the record, I think I'm too big for your back. I'm like 7 feet tall.
Oh my god!
Yeah, tabaxi
So
are
I
bigger
just-
than humans.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm a very
Taller
large
than I
cat.
thought.
I found that out when I was drawing them. I kept looking up, like, how big are tabaxi?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay,
he-
White
and-
Claw was fucking gigantic then, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
And
Mike Myers and the
specifically,
Cat
I'm
in the
like
Hat.
wider. Yeah.
I like it. You're
Yeah.
still up, right? That's not all.
Yeah.
I didn't think.
I'm not doing wonderful.
I'm sure you got like what 1 or 2 hit points.
that
had
shit
better
caught
days.
me in the neck. I have 1.
It-
This is not good.
It hit hard.
Just immediately yell, help!
It's like going through your chest. You're like, uh-oh.
I need a glass of water.
And then it'll be Crom.
Good luck, buddy.
All right. So how far away is everybody right now? Like the goblins in
20.
front of me, and then the
Yeah.
goblins across.
You are.
Because I'm gonna use my movement to get to cover
Yeah.
on Don's side.
He's 15 feet away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And
that's
your
all you
movement's
my
got.
probably
movement's 30, so yeah, I
you
would-
can move 15
I
to
get
him.
to him. Yeah.
Mhm.
How far away would the guys on my bank be from me?
They are 10 feet off the bank, so they are 15 feet away from Don.
Okay. And then from where I'm standing on the opposite side of the river, how far away are they?
You're in
35,
the
like
middle, so
50.
it's 20 feet to the edge, 10 feet to where they are, so 30 feet total.
30 feet total. Cool.
Also, my computer's now at 48. So I might be able to use it at some point tonight.
Your computer's a lot like you, DJ. members that we can't trust. Goblin 1's turn. Chell, you're up. What?
And dragon.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and reach into my bag and pull out some berries. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do all of the berries that I could possibly do. What it's like max 10, right?
Yeah.
So good.
And it's 1 hit point per berry, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, is it good berry?
Yes, it
You
is.
can only eat one at a time.
Ah, damn it. It's fine.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
It's
I'm fine.
Yeah, you,
I feel
you
better.
use your action.
I'm feeling
You use your action to eat one, right?
This is
Huh?
Yeah.
Is that actually the rule? Oh,
Yeah.
that's wild. They should watch
yeah.
me eat cereal. I promise you I can eat 30 in one action.
I could totally fit 10 berries in my mouth if
Yeah,
we're going.
I mean, how big are good berries? Is it like plums? Like,
It's a great berry.
just like try and shove like as many of them.
Oops, all berries. And then for my bonus action, I'm gonna go ahead and pop Shillelagh on my mace,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna crouch down behind Dawn, behind our cover. I'm fine. And just like put pressure on my wounds.
All right. So then, next it's gonna be. Oh wow, 2 of them did. Next will be Stalk.
Cool. How close am I to the tree line where the goblins are?
You went with John, right?
Mhm.
In that direction. So your movement speed is, as a tabaxi, would be 30, right?
Yep.
So you would get 15. So they're 15 feet away.
Okay, so then, yeah, I was going to say, if you'll allow it, I would like to use my feline agility to double it.
Okay.
I'll consume the movement that it would have taken me in the river
Yeah.
and then get the extra 15 to get there.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you
To
can get up
to
on one.
a goblin.
Yep. Yeah, so while I'm running toward the goblin with my daggers, I want to throw the first dagger at it.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll on it.
Okay. That's 22.
22 will hit.
Yes.
Cool.
Me and the cat.
I actually don't know how this. Maybe we'll check something.
Oh, we're at 60.
Conquer
Cool.
cities.
Actually. So that's gonna deal max damage, 14 piercing.
Okay. We're gonna. That's one of the goblins that hasn't gone yet. We're gonna treat that as Goblin 2.
Mm-hmm.
He is dead.
Cool. Is there another goblin near him, or is that like the only one I could get in range of?
The next goblin would be at least 5 feet away from them.
Okay, I want to finish. He was up against a tree, right?
Right.
I want to finish my movement to get along the tree, and if I can see one, I'll try to, with my bonus action, throw a
other
second dagger.
Yeah, you can see another one.
Cool. No, that's a 9.
Yeah, 9's not gonna hit.
All right. When I see that I miss, I'm gonna pull the dagger out of the other goblin and lean against the tree.
Okay. So you throw the first dagger at the goblin, and it just straight into the forehead, and you watch it just fall back, just dead immediately. And as you get around the tree, you see another one. You throw your other dagger, and it's standing on that side of the tree, and it looks and sees the dagger and just leans back, and it Kong, right in front of its face into the tree. And then we're gonna go. Well, we just killed him, so. So this is gonna be one of the ones on Crom's side. Crom and Don looking over toward you guys. So you have your shield, the boat pointed towards your riverbank, right?
Correct.
So it's going to go ahead and take a shot at, I believe it was you and Mike and Minerva who went that way, right?
Well, Mike's now into the trees,
right?
So
But
it would be her or I,
Right.
theoretically, for the easiest target.
But we're still covered by the boat, right?
Or me, just
from
behind.
one direction.
Or
Or me in
Sarah
the middle of the
in the
river.
middle of the river, unprotected by anything,
Fair.
Easy target.
weak and vulnerable.
I haven't learned about reading and swimming.
I'm wearing a sweater, so like,
I'd probably shoot the lady in a sweater. Like,
everyone else has
that
like
fashionable
armor and
garment?
everything.
No.
yeah.
So
I look like a literal
Destroy her
librarian.
cardigan?
it'll be 1, 2, and 3.
Now that is a crime.
Okay.
4 is a reroll. Sorry, Sarah.
It's fine. There's a reason why I cast mage armor. I know I'm
So you
weak.
could hit.
If it's a 20, I'm gonna cry.
It's an 8.
Oh.
That will not hit.
Yeah.
It's like 20.
It's a 20.
It is, to be fair, on the die, really close to a 20.
Yeah.
It's so close to being bad.
So it fires a short arrow. That's the word I was looking for. I was going to say
Fires the short.
Yeah.
He's standing there holding the arrow.
Just eats the whole bow.
Ow!
And he doesn't. We'll say his fingers slip as he's drawing the string back, and it just like 3 feet in front of him. Yep. That was that one.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's gonna go to the last goblin. Yep. And this is also gonna be one on Olaf and Stalk's side. So same thing.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry, not Olaf and Stalk's side. Facing
How's
toward
that?
Olaf and Stalk.
I'm a level 1
So
wizard.
it's gonna be 4 to reroll.
13? Your hit die's a d6.
This one's sorry, John.
That seems high. That's higher than mine.
This one's coming at you.
Yeah, that's fine. Sarah real fucked up on her hit point value.
Level 3.
Sarah?
She's a level 1 wizard with 13
Oh,
hit
yeah.
points, and it's
Oh,
like,
that's-
yep, you did not roll 12 on a d6.
You don't roll a level 1.
Oh.
You-
Well,
you
it
get
did
the
automatically.
6.
It's just
It's
6.
just 6.
Whew. Alright, you're attacking me.
17 to hit.
17 hits.
Okay.
7.
That's way
Yes.
worse. Help.
That is going to be 6 piercing damage
6. You got it.
as a arrow just thong
Mm-hmm.
into a part of you. I guess it would be, well, I would say the upper half, but the upper 3/4 since you're huge.
Yeah, catch me in like the shoulder blade.
Yeah. And then we go back to the top.
I didn't go.
Yeah.
Oh, Sarah, I'm so sorry. You would be next. You would actually be next.
I'm just gonna stay in the middle of the river.
Listen, man.
She's just out there impersonating a buoy.
I don't know why I planned for 6 goblins, but I did.
either, DJ.
It's a lot of goblins.
So I
They
would,
have very little hit points.
Doesn't matter. They attack 6 times.
It's a lot of goblins.
I'm gonna
There's
eat every one of
62.
these goblins.
I would like to swim to the shore.
Okay.
Whose side?
I guess to the side that Stalk or not Stalk, Crom and
Flint.
Flint are on.
Okay.
Even it out. How far is it?
It's 20. It's I said 20 feet from the center to the bank.
Okay, so I don't make it all the way.
You probably make it within like 5 feet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're able to stand.
Okay. And then I guess I'll crouch behind this boat
Mm-hmm.
thing, and whichever goblin I see first, I'm
Okay.
gonna cast frostbite.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to do a con save
Okay.
for that goblin.
What's the range on frostbite?
60 feet?
Yeah. So you'll reach the other side. Con save, you said, right?
Yeah. Bless.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Bless,
Bless you.
Thank you. My mustache hair is tickling my nose. Drives me absolutely nuts. Con save, that's an 8.
That will fail.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Pineapple.
2 points of cold damage.
2? Okay.
Yep, and it has disadvantage on its next weapon attack roll.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. So it's got no health at all. And disadvantage?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
it gets it's a little frosty now.
And its speed gets reduced as well, if I remember right?
Nope.
Or is that a different spell?
Different spell.
Different.
So then we're going to go back to the top to Minerva.
So I withheld my action the first time around. Do I get 2 actions now, or
Mm-mm.
no? Okay.
What were you holding your action for?
Because we were just floating down the water.
What were you holding it with the intent to do, I mean?
Oh, I was
Because
waiting
holding
until,
action, you hold your action until it
something
triggers.
happens.
And
Oh,
then when
okay.
that trigger
You
happens.
usually declare what
Yeah,
you're
you have to
doing.
declare what you want
Gotcha.
to do.
Okay. All right. So, am I up at the bank right now?
Yeah, you would have just said that you would have gone with me when I
Right.
Okay.
moved the boat.
Which goblins are closest to me?
You went with John to the north bank.
Yeah.
That's also the side. So
Mike
there's-
killed one, so
Right.
there's 2 left. There's one, I would say, on a side with a dagger in the tree, and then one more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the one that's closest to me, I'm going to drag my Morning Star behind me, and then just hammer down on top of him.
Roll to attack. We're gonna say this is the one that is past the one that Mike threw the dagger at.
Okay. It's going to be an 18 to hit.
Oh, 18 hits. All right.
It's going to be 4 damage. Piercing? Yeah, I think it's 4 piercing damage.
Hell yeah.
Slashing, I'm sorry, 4 slashing.
Okay, 4 slashing.
You didn't even run up. You just
It is
went.
piercing. I lied, it's piercing. I don't even know.
It's a Morning Star, right?
Yeah,
That
but
should be bludgeoning then.
No,
a-
it's got points.
Yeah,
It's got the
Oh,
spike
You're right.
marks.
You're right.
Pointy.
So yeah, it would be piercing then. Yeah. Cool. So you slam your Morning Star into the upper head neck region of this goblin, and it lets out a just
My toe.
I'm so bad at doing like just voices of
I
distress.
really like that one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sounds like Skeletor.
So after Minerva, then we go to the goblin you just hit. And he's gonna hit you back with a scimitar.
I hope the fuck he does. Gonna catch these hands.
Congratulations, Chell.
Is it a nat 20?
No.
Oh.
That's a 10 to hit.
That does not hit.
Yeah, you're a paladin, I'd hope not.
Just smack it out of his hands. Get that out of my face.
So he swings his Morning Star, misses.
He also has a Morning Star?
No, not Morning Star. I'm sorry.
Scimitar.
It's probably
Can I see that for a second? Can I just... Okay.
Scimitar.
Can I borrow that for like 2 seconds?
You're gonna hit me with it, aren't you? No!
It's the big arm goblin. Morning Star.
Get 'em, boys.
So then we're gonna go to the goblin that oh, it's gonna be a goblin on the south side of the bank. So it's gonna go ahead and take a short bow shot.
Which one did I hit?
One on
Was it
the
north?
south side of the bank.
Was it- All right. We've changed the numbers multiple times. I don't know which one it was. It has disadvantage. I just want to make sure that.
So goblins 1, 2, and 3 are on the north. 4, 5, and 6 are on the south. So this is one on the south. It's going to take a shot toward Olaf because you guys went to the north, right?
Sure.
So one of you 3. It's a 1, so that's going to be Mike. Sorry, bud.
It's fine.
It's going to take... So this is one that's in the woods on the opposite side. So it's taking a shot.
Does being pressed against the tree give me an AC bump?
Yeah, it would give you
Quarter
2 'cause it's
cover,
quarter
so
cover.
2.
Cool. You don't need it though. It's a 6 to hit.
Sure didn't.
This one as well. His fingers slip. Salt and water in the air. His fingers slip off the bowstring and it down into the water in front of him. And then we're gonna go to John.
Yeah, I will drop my covering boat shell and rush towards the last goblin on this side of the embankment.
Okay. And this is the one that has the dagger right next to its head.
Yup. And I am going to cleave this little fucker in half. Maybe not. 12.
12 will not hit.
Cool. Yep, I do not hit.
So you swing your axe toward it, and it sees your axe coming, and it being relatively short, already it ducks, and your axe just swings into the tree and takes a significant chunk out of the tree. Then next we're gonna go to a goblin. This is one that's gonna be on your side of the bank.
Okay.
I have Flint.
Yeah, wasn't I
after
next?
Ola.
Yep.
You're right. Sorry, you're right.
Okay. So are all the goblins alive? One of them's dead, right?
Mike killed one.
Yeah, one's dead.
Okay.
Was that
There's-
a north side goblin or a south side goblin?
That would be a north side goblin.
Goblin 3.
Okay. I am going to lean out from the side of the boat and look to Goblin. We're on the side with 4, 5, 6.
Yes, you're on the south side.
Okay.
You're walking up onto the south side bank.
Okay. Yeah, I will look up towards Goblin 6, and I will cast Hex on it.
Okay.
And then I will Eldritch Blast it in the face.
I like it.
That's a 1.
Okay. So your Eldritch Blast flies forward, and as it sees the energy coming, it can see like the disruption in the leaves as the leaves begin to rise off the ground as it flies past. It leans back into a tree. And as it leans back into the tree, your Eldritch Blast just collides right into the trunk of the tree, blowing it out right above the goblin's head. So the tree just begins to fall down to the ground. It's 16 to dodge the tree, so it's going to be able to not get hit by the top of the trees that's coming down. So after dawn, now it'll be a goblin on the north side. This is the one that Mike threw the dagger at.
So the one that I missed.
Right. Yep. Okay. He's going to go ahead and swing at you with a scimitar.
Yep.
That's a 7 to hit.
Nope.
He swings his scimitar and hits into the tree as well, and he pulls it back out after missing. Then we're going to go to Glenn. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna use my movement to get up further up the bank and situate myself behind a tree. Like, if the 3 goblins that I'm looking at this way, if they're like, I'm gonna go this way to kind of hide behind a tree to get under cover from them to staunch my wound.
Okay.
And then for my action, I'm gonna go ahead and pop Fairy Fire on those guys.
Okay. On all 3 of them, or
Yep.
all of them?
Is the one on the other side still alive? Yeah.
There's 2 on the other side still alive.
Okay, yeah.
How many targets can you hit with Fairy Fire?
I believe it's each object.
It's anything in a 20-foot
Yeah.
cube.
Yeah, it's a cube. So
Okay.
which side of the
60
river?
foot range or a 20-foot cube.
So
yeah.
what are you targeting? Like,
I'm going to target the 3 goblins on my side of the river.
Okay. They all begin to like.
they make dex saves.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if that was instantaneous or not. That's a 19 and a 3, so 1 definitely fails, and then a 5, so 2 fail.
2 fail, yeah.
So they begin to sparkle and glow with pretty pastel shiny colors.
Which 2?
Those were on your side.
Yeah, where there's 3 alive.
Right, so that's going to be the south side bank. So we're going to say Goblin 4 and Goblin 6.
Okay.
Goblin 6 also has disadvantage on his next attack, too. So, after Glenn, then we go down to...
Stalk.
Yep, Stalk.
Cool. I'm gonna walk up behind the one that swung it all off and try to stab him with the dagger I have.
Okay. You would get advantage for sneak attack, right? Or unseen attacker.
Sure, that's great, because I was in that one. 19.
19 will hit.
Alright. I don't remember. For 12 piercing.
Okay. Goblin 3 is dead.
And, guess I'm gonna try to yank that dagger out of the tray.
Uh-huh.
And if I can see another one, I'll try to throw from here.
Yeah, you can see another one.
Cool. It's a 16 to hit,
16 will hit.
but it gets no modifier, so 4 piercing.
4.
Yep.
Fling your dagger over toward that one as well, and given that it's distracted by whatever hit it last, it collides into the side of its head, and you just watch it fall to the ground dead.
Nice.
So all the north goblins are dead.
Yes. Yep.
Cool.
So then after Mike, we're going to go to a goblin on the south side. Goblin 5. And on the south side was Minerva, Crom, Stalk, and Don.
What?
No.
No.
Nope.
Stuck on the north side.
Me.
Yep, it was you. That's right. I knew Don south, John north, and I've just been kind of working around that. So 1, 2, and 3. Sorry, Sarah. Oh, that's 14 to hit.
Don't make that face.
What face?
Gotcha.
And that's
What?
14.
Don't say what does and doesn't hit. It does not hit. I have mage armor on.
oh, okay. I'm sorry.
And partial cover.
Oh yeah, you would have quarter cover too, so that'd be what, like 18 AC you would have? Cause
So
17.
It's
It's plus 2 from quarter cover.
and 2 from mage armor, right?
No, it's 13 plus your dex
Yeah.
mod, so it's
Gotcha.
15 plus the 2.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so that misses. He takes a a scimitar attack at you, and you duck under it as it collides into the tree. And then we're gonna go.
Wait, she's at a tree? I thought she was still behind the boat.
Are you still behind the boat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, then it would have been a short bow shot.
Yeah.
Because it's the same modifier on both.
Okay.
So it would have been a short bow shot that, we'll say, collides under the boat then. Then we're gonna go to, it's another south goblin? Yeah, yep.
That's all that's left.
Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and make an attack at Flint.
Is
Because,
this the one with the...
He is frostbitten. He has disadvantage on his next attack.
right, yep. And Flint, you are in the trees or on the banks?
I'm on the bank.
He's on the
still,
banks as
behind
well.
the boat.
So, you have quarter cover, right?
Yeah.
Because the boat. So that's going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
That will
With
hit.
disadvantage?
With disadvantage, you're right, thank you. Sorry. Yes, because it just rolled an 18, which would put it at 22. So that's going to be 4 piercing damage
Okay.
as it fires a short bow shot and aims and is able to hit the upper 3/4 of you. And then we go to Sarah.
So we have... all
Just the 3 goblins on your side.
Yeah, 3 left. 2 of them are glowing. So... I will... Yeah, I'll pop a magic missile.
Okay.
And do I have to declare where they're all going? We'll do 1 missile at each of the 3 goblins.
Okay.
Alright, I don't have to roll for that. Alright. So the first one, which I guess Goblin 4 is going to take 5 points of piercing, or force damage.
Mm-hmm.
The second one,
It's 5.
5 points of... and then the third is going to be 4 points of...
4?
Yeah.
So the second 5 damage, right? That hits the goblin that it was hit with frostbite before, was already pretty damaged. He's dead. He just falls to the ground and slowly freezes to the ground. The other 1 bolt, because it's 3 bolts of magic missile that you can direct, right?
Yeah.
So the other 2 bolts collide into 2 goblins that have not been hit yet at all. And as they collide into them, you watch as they begin to, at this point it hasn't been relevant for them to be bloody, but you see them begin to pour blood after your magic missiles collide. And then we're going to go back to the top, back to Minerva.
Alright, so I can see the other 2 across the river. And I am going to... How far across the river are they? You said 30 feet? 35?
The river is 40.
Right,
And they're
40.
about 15 feet in.
Right.
So 55.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna get in the water and try and cross over to the other side. So I can get about... How far into the water do you think?
You have 30
Half
feet
your
movement.
movement.
So 15 feet in. Yeah, I'm just gonna start moving over to the other side of the river,
Okay.
and that'll be my action.
All right. So then next up is gonna be a goblin on the south side. It is gonna pop out from the tree cover. You're still behind a boat, right? So you two are still behind a boat. You're hiding in the woods somewhere. So it's going to go ahead and take a shot at one of you two.
I mean, I am still on the opposite side of the
True.
embankment
True.
with my back to the thing.
And I'm in the water.
Correct.
That's fair as
She
well,
is
yeah.
swimming towards it.
So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 then, because you're swimming in the water toward it as well. Yeah, that's going to be you, Chell. Sorry.
That's okay.
So let's see. 12 plus 4 is 16 to hit. Okay. So it fires a arrow at you, and as it's flying through the air, it collides into your armor and just
Hangs right
glances
off.
off.
Okay.
And then, so it's his turn. So now we go to John.
Yeah, I'm going to turn around and once again elevate the boat covering over my, I'm in the trees, so I have to run back, pick up the boat covering, and then I can only get 5 feet into the water, so I can't reach you to cover you with the boat yet.
That's fine.
But that's my turn.
Okay. Then we're gonna go to 15. Dom.
All right. I'm going to lean out and I'm going to Eldritch Blast the one that I have Hex on.
Okay. I think that you
If
hex.
that one's dead, I'll bonus action move it to one of the other
Okay.
ones.
Yeah, because the one you had hex on was the one that got frostbitten.
Okay. Man. Can't roll. Nope.
No.
Is he still fairy fired?
Just gonna say.
Yeah, one of them's very fired. Yeah,
That'll do it. That's a 16 on the roll plus 6.
that'll hit.
Cool. And then d6. 10 points of damage.
It is very dead. You hit it with Eldritch Blast, and it just explodes into a bunch of goblin pieces.
Okay. Thank you.
One dude left, right?
One guy left. Yep.
Okay.
And he is bloody.
Mm-hmm.
So after Dawn, we go to Glenn.
I know where he's at from where I'm standing. Like I can see where he's at.
Yeah. You would remember where he is. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna take an arc out through the woods. Like I'm gonna run further into the woods and come up around and try to sneak up behind him.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get up on him and I'm going to.
Make a stealth check.
It's gonna be a 13.
It rolled a 14. So it'll hear you.
Okay.
It's still got its attention directed elsewhere, but it'll hear you walking up on it.
All right. So yeah, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna bite him.
Okay.
In doing so, when I get in to bite him, I want to cover his mouth.
Okay.
So that they can't hear or see me do it. Like I want to just like snatch him and
Okay. Roll to
Pull him
attack
into the
him.
trees.
natural 20.
Hell yeah.
Big old chomp.
It's dead.
Go ahead and roll your It's dead. It's guaranteed to be
Oh,
dead.
yeah.
But go ahead and roll your damage just
That's gonna be.
because it's a nat 20 and I want that to happen.
It's gonna be 18 damage.
You just
Or 18, 20 damage.
you devour the thing.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just like run up behind him to sneak around him. He kind of spins around, and as he does, I'm gonna like just grab his face and just bite his neck and drag him back into the woods, thus avoiding any of them seeing me do so.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just pull his body back into the woods and hide it.
Okay. They're all dead.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all killed
Yeah.
your first thing.
You did it.
I'm terrified. This has never happened to me before.
Yeah, boats are just not going well for y'all tonight.
No, I wrote no more boats.
Now that we're not in combat, can I eat more of my berries in my pocket or no?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just in combat, you can only eat one per turn, right?
Right.
Okay.
You can eat one as an action.
I started reading more about it, and I was like, oh, that makes much more sense.
It's a plum.
All
I'm
right.
gonna fit in my
So
mouth in a second.
for everyone who was like traveling across the river to the other side, would you like to continue traveling over? Or would you like to go back to the side you were closest to?
I mean, I was only a few feet into the water.
Right.
Seeing that there's no more goblins on that side, I'll turn around towards Stalk and walk back in his direction.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep swimming back over to the other side of the river.
Okay. So that would put
Thematically, would they know he's dead?
what, the goblin?
The last goblin.
He disappeared.
He just sort of disappeared into the woods.
And
Okay.
he also would have gone after Stalk, and Stalk would know he was gone. Because I'm sure your passive perception is at least a 10.
14.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
So, we have y'all split with, I believe you're the only one left on, or it would be you and Stalk left on
Yeah,
that
it's
thing?
just me and Mike on the other side.
Yeah. So everyone, you two are on the north, everyone else is on the south.
Pull myself out of the water and start to wring my sweater out.
I go up to everybody on the south side and go, "Is everyone okay? How are you feeling? You know."
Are you still in the trees?
Oh, I'm gone. You guys saw me get shot in the
Yeah.
neck, and I ate a berry, and then just ran off into the woods.
Crom got hit. I don't know where he went now.
And I just start yelling out into the woods, "Crom, Crom."
I'm gonna come walking back out with the arrow. He got me kind of good.
Is there anything on your face?
No, I wiped my face off.
Okay. Like, you're very pale. How are you feeling?
My clothes were also wet, so I had a wet rag to clean my face off with.
True. How are you feeling?
I feel fine.
Oh,
Are you okay?
never better.
You want this?
Sure.
What would y'all like to do?
I'm gonna lean back against one of these trees, attempt to take a short rest.
Okay.
Do we have our starting gold, or did they take that?
You would still have it.
Okay. I want to walk around and check the goblins
Okay.
for anything that they might have.
Yeah, they're gonna have some amount of gold. Find out.
Take like one of the scimitars, I guess.
I honestly don't know how much gold to say they would have.
I'm gonna pull my book out of
Not
my
much.
pocket and try to
I
like
can't imagine it'd be much at all.
Yeah.
dry it out.
You're gonna
Been
what?
through a lot. Pull my book out of my pocket and try and like dry it out.
Okay.
You got a friend who can do that.
Yeah. Produce
actually-
flame and have
I have a.
spicy hands.
She's a hair
I
dryer.
think I can do that. Can I do that with prestidigitation?
Dry something?
Yeah.
I don't
no.
believe so.
Clean your book.
Yeah, you could clean it. So I mean,
It's not drying.
Yeah.
It's not soiled.
My hands are just on fire. I'm like, "Do you need anything?"
I mean, I'd rather not burn it, but thank you.
Fair enough.
9. Mike, you're gonna find 13 copper total.
Okay. And I guess if John is nearby, he would see, after I'm done on each one, I'm going to put a silver over each eye of each goblin that I killed from my personal. So I put the copper away.
Yeah, I'll just walk forward with my axe. Do you usually leave the heads on?
I normally do, yes. Everybody has to pay the ferryman, and they need, point at the silver. They need the silver. They might need their heads.
All right. Reach down and make sure that he, got all the copper pieces, and I guess pick up. You said you take a scimitar.
Yeah,
I guess
just
I'll,
one.
I'll gather the arrows, just nicely wrap them up with a little piece of twine, or like a vine or something from one of the trees. Just tightly gnarled, wrap that up. Do you use bows?
This one doesn't like bows. Just hold the daggers.
Only daggers. All right. Well, don't tell them.
Am I the only one that doesn't know that you don't? Okay.
Ah,
Very good.
it's a thing that I do with the dwarf over there. I like to make sure that people don't know that I know what I'm doing.
I like a good hustle.
So do we. I'm just gonna smile awkwardly.
You see me just like leaning against a rock in a tree, feet up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna jam the arrows like into my belt and just look at the other side of the river.
I just kind of like, and I
Flinch.
just, yeah, that's right, Olaf.
I'm gonna stand next to him and let out a jaguar roar.
Yes.
He's a good man.
He's
Well-
a very loud one.
As good as a thief can be, as good as any of us are, I suppose, being in a place like this. He is quite loud.
How
Stealth
did
is not.
he seems illiterate? How did you guys become friends?
Well, one doesn't need to read to become friends with someone.
Start
How do you
stomping
talk?
back through the water.
What do you guys talk about?
He's not much of a talker. I do most of the talking. We communicate with symbols and hand gestures.
I'm just gonna violently shake my hands in the air.
I used to have a friend like that once.
He's a good friend. So, what led you to be here?
I got some unfinished business. Been trying to right some wrongs and find some justice, and it's not always an easy route. Sometimes I get tied up in the wrong things. Sometimes somebody has a little something in their shop and their shop catches on fire. I don't, it happens.
I hear tied up and I'm gonna pull the banded pile of arrows out.
That's good, Olaf. Very good.
Just gonna wade through the river and like slowly sink, and you only see the arrow shaking above the surface of the water.
He really likes thumbs up. Gotta let him know he's doing a good job.
I'm gonna wade my way across.
I'm just sitting there like this. Just
I don't have any pages on people like this.
well, no, my book is wet. I can't even write down what's going on, which is that's the worst.
I'm gonna scooch back over to the tree that I was bleeding on previously, using it,
Okay.
and I'm gonna write a message in runes on there.
Okay.
And then I'm
Yep.
gonna take my pigment and draw my symbol on the wall.
I like it.
Yeah, I'll come over.
That's very good. Does anyone use arrows?
I do.
There you go, Olaf.
I'll walk them over to you.
Thank you.
Just the blood covered thumb.
And I wink at him.
I'll wink back.
Oh.
How many arrows was it?
So some.
roughly.
Roll a d6. Is
A
it one?
bundle of 1 arrows.
I tied it.
He's got a ribbon of rope.
So you get 5.
This is a bow.
It's one arrow and some sticks.
Look at the dog. Olaf, fetch.
You're so you're getting so close to Nixon. It's almost.
We'll do the average plus the number you rolled. So you got 4.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I'll just start to shake my head violently and flat water everywhere around me.
Okay.
I'm just still in the sand, so I can complete my short rest.
Yep. You take a short rest.
Swim across it. I'm gonna do the same thing. Shake the
Shake
water
us
off.
out.
Yeah, I'm
go.
just fire hands, just trying to dry myself off.
Yeah, I'm gonna go have a seat next to Flint.
Okay.
Try to be a little bit out of earshot. Just kind of like sit with my back up against the tree. Some of them are fucking weird.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything too loudly, but yeah, they're a little fucking weird.
I like the cat. Cat's good.
I like the cat too.
Cat got 3 on the other side.
I tried to get him to chase the rope in the cave so he would leave, as you indicated, but he was mildly interested and he did make the sound at me, so
Good coin.
we're good there.
Definitely good coin.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
We're taking a short rest, right?
If you'd like.
I mean, if one of us is taking a short rest, we might as well.
Okay, I mean, I'm gonna pop my second wind, regain 3 hit points, and then take my short rest
You die.
and get my second wind back.
fire one might be helpful.
For the tabaxi thing, feline agility,
Mhm.
it says it refreshes whenever I move 0 feet on one of my turns, but the ability specifies in combat. Would that reset on like a short rest, or should I actually make sure in combat I'm not moving to refresh it?
I'll say in combat you would have to spend a turn not moving for it to
Okay.
refresh. Outside of combat, if at any point you stay still, like you stop walking, it resets.
Okay, so then like during a short rest, if I'm going to sit down.
Right. Or like even if you stand, because you figure a round of combat is 6 seconds, so your turn in a round of combat is maybe 1 to 2 seconds.
Mhm.
So if at any point you like stop longer than a second, it'll reset.
Cool.
He regains it by doing that thing at cats do, where they just give him the wiggle.
Adjust his legs to get ready and.
Fire one might be useful.
Yeah, fire's never bad. Don't know about the book.
Not sure about the book, not sure about the bones. He's
Oh.
very nice, but
No, Bones. You trust Bones.
alright. So it's just the book then.
It's just the book. The book just kind of, hung out in the water.
Suppose so. It was a little bit strange.
Yes. Had to get her out of the cage.
Yes,
Didn't
I saw
really
you,
think
saw
she
you
had.
lift her.
Don't really think she had much of a chance of getting out under her own. At least the others were, I guess you could say, creative enough to get out.
It's understandable, but keep an eye on her, give her time.
Sure, you can give her time. I'll
Hang with the cat.
yeah. Cat and I'll we'll make sure.
You're gonna insult me in every campaign?
I mean, kind of hung out in the water. You did magic missile people,
Yeah,
but
magic missile. Mine was last in the initiative
It's,
order.
it's day one. Give it time.
Mhm. As far as I'm concerned, I had to rescue you, and then you hung out in the water. You just had a bath.
I didn't ask you to rescue me. You picked me up.
Mm-hmm.
Friends, do you have any inkling on which way we should go to get out of here? We gotta get moving. I've got many things to do.
I mean, if we want to head to the city, I believe continuing downriver was what we wanted to do. We no longer have a boat, nor do I want another.
I retrieved my hand axes from the boat as well.
What time is it?
At this point, you're looking at like 4 to 6 o'clock, somewhere in there.
Do we want to
Go on foot, maybe?
go? How
Yeah, do we have
far
any
did we
inkling?
make it before we?
You
got
made it
ambushed?
a considerable distance.
Like,
I
can we
remember
see
saying
the
it,
city?
it was
Is
10 to 11 when you would set off.
Mhm.
I'll say you made it at least 5 miles before goblins attacked you. So you've got 5 to 6 miles left. Which is crossable in a couple hours.
Before it gets dark. Well, relatively dark.
It might start to get dark before you get there, but it's not. You're not going to be arriving at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
My computer finally loaded.
So
Finally, with 32 minutes left.
as I make my way over, I'll looking around on the ground, see if I see any tracks, and wonder aloud, are we sure we're not being followed?
Make a survival check to look for the tracks.
That's a 21.
21. You see footprints of animals, so like you see like deer hooves, like little raccoon feet, stuff like that, but nothing that you would identify as being humanoid.
Okay. So then, yeah, I'll relay that. I don't see tracks, but
Yeah,
they
why were
didn't.
these dwarves out here? They knew where we were. They knew we were coming.
Dwarves.
Goblins.
Goblins, I'm sorry.
He's the dwarf.
I'm a dwarf.
What are you doing?
What are you doing out
Why
here?
were your people here?
What were the goblins doing out here in the first place? Why
Seems
did
like
they
they-
know we were coming?
He said there was only one way downriver, so it's possible that, I don't know, this is some sort of weird initiation where they try to kill us when we clearly escape from prison in the weird cave with the dumb dragon.
How did they know we escaped? Were they anticipating it?
Suppose it's just a matter of time. We clearly have skills that would lead us to be able to break out of a terrible prison like that.
even still, the daylight's starting to dwindle. We need to get moving.
I agree. If we're going to get to the city and not make camp or something, we should go.
I'm gonna start cleaving the portions of this half of the boat that are on this side of the embankment, and just kind of bundle up some wood. Also carry.
I look towards you and just,
Rrrr! Good job, Olaf.
I'll bundle up the wood with some twine.
Okay.
I'm gonna go over to the bone man.
With the wood? Okay. I think you should carry that. I'll carry some. Not that strong.
Awkwardly toothy, like tusk smile at you. Just gonna begin walking.
I'm gonna walk over to Chessa and just reach my hand out.
Need help with anything? You alright?
I'm fine. My book is wet.
It'll dry.
I hope so.
If not, we can make a fire and you can hold it way up and
I'm not
the
too keen on
residual
putting my
heat.
book near the fire.
Well, not that close to it, just close enough to get some residual heat. Or we've got the Minerva with the fiery hands over there.
Jazz
Are you
fingers.
so rude?
Just jazz fingers.
She's not even paying attention
Little
to you. She's just
sparkles
sitting
of
there.
embers coming over the tops of her fingers.
Got some things to do.
Juggling fireballs. Just
Make a dex check. I'm kidding.
Oh, God.
oh no.
It clearly means a lot to you, and we'll get it dried.
Yeah, it'll dry. Doesn't have that much in it anyway, so.
New
Fine.
book?
New book, yeah.
Did you have an old book?
I had a lot of old books.
Not here, though.
Nope.
I just reach my hand out to try to like help you up.
I'll take your hand.
We're gonna get moving.
I'm like, gone. Just up the riverbank in the direction that we were going.
Okay. So you all head to the west. You begin making your way over to where you know the location of Nanaxi is. And as you're traveling along, you're able to travel all the way there unimpeded, not attacked by anything. But as you're traveling along, you watch as the sun begins to set in the distance, and you come to the mountain. It's a relatively hilly area. You come to one particularly steep, well, not steep, but clear
drop-off.
descent where you're able to see pretty far out in front of you from this vantage point. And out in the distance on the surface of the lake, you can see Nanaxi just seated on the surface of the water, smoke rising from, not like it's burning down smoke.
Damn it!
But you see smoke rising from like chimneys and such out in the distance as the sun's setting behind it. You're able to make your way to the bank of the lake where Nanaxi sits in the middle. And as you walk down to the bank, you see there's a little shack set up and a couple boats, sorry Sarah, tied off. I can promise these boats are safe.
Why on earth would I trust these boats when the past 3 boats that we've been on have wound up with us not in the boats?
That's fair. It's a fair... So
It's been less than a day and 3 boats have failed us already.
So you walk down to the riverbank, and we'll say a pretty large orc man.
An orc man?
Yes.
All right.
Why am I gonna regret that? Steps out from the shack, like from behind the counter. It looks like the stands that are at the beach, where it's a small building, half a counter,
Like
and
a
they just
security booth with
pull
like
the
the
top
draw.
up. So he walks out from inside and he goes, "Hello, thanks for coming. Do you need a boat?"
We're on vacation? Thanks for mentioning.
Are these the only way into the city?
"Oh yeah. I guess you could try to swim there, but the last guy who tried to do that.
Sir, we're gonna need a boat.
Okay, yeah. There's gonna be 1 copper as long as you drop it off on that side.
Sir, we were dropped off as prisoners. We don't have any money on us.
Everyone was dropped into Orvigo as prisoners. How do you think we got here?
How do you anticipate us paying you if we don't have any money?
I'm gonna walk up to him and just wrap my arm up.
Flint Iron Fist. How you doing, sir?
Good. How are you?
Doing all right? We need to get into that there city.
And I'm gonna with my other hand try to pickpocket him, take a copper.
All right, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
That is a 23.
Yeah, you're able to. Well, he's gonna make a perception check. It doesn't matter what his modifier is. He rolled an 8.
So I'm gonna take his coin sack.
Okay. You take a sack.
And I'm gonna just slip that into my pocket, and I'm gonna pull out one of my own copper.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you doing your job.
Oh, yes, of
I
course.
just flip it to him.
And he watches it for like far too long, and then he goes to try to catch it, and it's already fallen to the ground. He goes, oh, and he bends down and picks it up, and he goes, hey, you're welcome.
Thank you
can
kindly.
take last one on the left.
Thank you much.
Is there anyone in the area?
The best question.
Are you gonna bully hobo this man?
I mean, you know my backstory. You gave me an orc immediately. Is
Not
there anyone
officially.
in the area?
No.
I'm cleaving this man's head off.
Roll to attack while I look up in work stat block. I should have known better.
Yep. Good old prone man. Oh, that's a dirty 20.
Yeah, because I'm way lower, so I'm good.
As he's trying to pick up the coin.
Yeah, he goes to pick up the coin, and I'm gonna cut his fucking head
I'm
off.
sure that hits, but I'm still finding it. Why are you bullying?
This ain't my fault, man.
Yeah, that hits alright.
Yep.
Roll your damage on him.
7 slashing damage.
7 slashing damage? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that, he decapitated him.
When does it sound like that when I say it?
7, 11.
Give me old meat.
You do that and you slash into him and I'll say you graze his arm. He stands up and goes, hey, I don't know why you did that. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I want to also attack him.
Criminals.
Roll to attack.
I just step back and just pull the coin sack out.
Always looking for a good fight. 13.
13.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. To attack, 16.
That'll hit.
4 damage.
4 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Piercing.
And you attack them through Morningstar.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck it. You two roll for initiative.
Yeah. I guess I'm gonna roll too. If I see them, if I see them hitting, I'm not gonna watch.
I've fallen backwards.
Yep.
I'm on the ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna move backwards and kind of put my hands over my eyes.
Chell, what you got?
Nat 1.
Oh,
Mike
21.
and John.
I'm a 13.
Anyone else fighting, or is that it?
I'll roll, but I'm gonna sit.
All right, go ahead and roll.
It's a 5.
5. Okay. Mike, you're gonna lead us off.
All right.
Stab this
I'm gonna
fucker.
try and stab him with this dagger. That's a nat 20.
Yeah, you cat the sneak attack too. We just fucking housed this guy.
You roll your damage on him.
Yes, that's gonna be 10, 13, 15, 19.
He had 7 hit points left.
Just right in the back of the head.
Falls to the ground dead.
Yep.
Alright. After that, I'm gonna look at him and just immediately say, we should hide this. We should not leave this here.
So I should
So
have
I yank the
mentioned
dagger out.
Olaf does not like orcs at all.
I understand.
Mm-hmm. I am going to. How deep is this lake in this general area?
It's a very, very deep lake.
Yep.
Very deep.
So, I mean, I'm gonna start cleaving this man into pieces.
When I see he cut his head off,
I'll leave the head for you.
I'm gonna put 2 coins over the eyes and try to tie them to keep them on his head.
I will happily rip his eyes out so we can get the coins in.
Okay.
I respect your calling.
I don't think that's how that works.
Oh,
Doesn't
It
matter.
does.
Yep.
How many coins do I have in the sack, DJ, by the way?
How many rewards did I get?
Yeah. We're level 2 now. Just the 3 of us.
23 copper.
Hell yeah, dude, we're rich. Yeah, so I'm just gonna gather the pieces of this man as blood just soaks over me. And I guess just jump into the lake.
Okay.
And I'm gonna swim down and just try to hold my breath and make some small holes and just jam a piece in each hole.
Alright, go ahead and make a con check.
Making hot pockets.
A check or a save?
Check for holding your breath.
18.
18? Yeah, that'll be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I can hold my breath for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of time to bury pieces of him below
Yup.
the dirt.
Yup. And I'll come back up and surface. Just lift myself back up onto the
Are
dock.
you at the end of the dock?
Mm-hmm.
So while you were swimming around at the
Mhm.
bottom, we'll say you were able to get a good view of the underwater
Mm-hmm.
level of this lake.
Mhm.
You can see, similar to the trees that exist on dry land, the seaweed that spreads out and covers the floor of the lake is
Mhm.
also multicolored, spanning all colors of the rainbow.
Mhm.
Again, there doesn't seem to be a pattern in the way that the colors are
Okay.
playing out.
Okay.
You can see there's different coral formations, which as well have some colored aspects, where there's chunks of red and blue, but for the most part, they're all one homogeneous color of like dark gray.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then you surface and pull
Mhm.
yourself back up onto the dock.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that the water gets all the oozy orc blood off of me and clean myself up.
As
Apologies.
you surface, I'm going to come to the end of the dock and put my hands out towards your face.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to put my hands on your forehead.
Mm-hmm.
And with my thumbs that have
Pigment.
I'm going to draw 2 lines straight down and then an X connecting them at the top.
Okay.
And then give you my hand to help you up.
Yeah.
I'm not that strong, but I'll try.
I'll reach over with my other hand and help to hold you up as well.
Yeah, you just pull him right into the river.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Yeah.
on the ground.
Yeah, so you help me up. Apologies. Just gonna wipe myself off.
Do I hear that?
Hmm?
Okay.
You will find harmony soon.
Harmony. Why do you say harmony?
You will find your peace.
Who told you about harmony?
What do you know of harmony?
Who's Harmony?
Harmony is gone.
And I stare really longly into him, just
Uh-huh.
trying to figure out.
Uh-huh. This is very awkward.
This is very awkward. We're not talking about the same harmony, are we?
No, my harmony is gone.
Whatever your harmony may be, you will find her one day. You will find your peace. And I go to shake your hand.
Yeah.
Pigment's still in my hand.
Yep. And I'll shake your hand.
I want to survey the ground and try to cover up the tracks of this fight the best that I can.
Yeah, you kick some sand around.
Just try to make sure there's no visible pools of blood.
I guess we're already criminals, so what difference does it make?
I just look
Murderers?
to Olaf and just shake the little coin sack.
Thieves?
Good pick.
Oh yeah.
You talking now?
What?
Alright, no.
What are you talking about? I've been talking this entire time.
Yeah.
I go to stand.
Do you not speak giant?
No, I do not speak giant.
Oh. Forgive me, I was singing in my native tongue. Got her!
Is that in that one, sir?
No,
To do.
it's a 3 for insight, so I just write in my book as singing in cloud.
I think he's a bard.
I just kind of look over. I love his songs.
These are beautiful.
Play us some of the
I
hits.
fall asleep every
Chef
night
kiss on the
his,
side.
to his beautiful wailing.
After overhearing this, I'll look at Chessa and I'll whisper in giant. You're so naive. And then just look at him and go.
How perfectly built we are together.
This is a bad set. This is not a good
Yeah, my
one.
first 2 sets were real cursed.
I want to walk over to Chessa and just kind of sit down next to her and go, did you see his eyes when he saw the orc?
No,
There's a special look in somebody's eyes when they've truly been broken by somebody. Don't see this as a crime. And then I just get up and walk away.
You go down, dig him up, and chop him up some more.
Baby, come back down there.
Yeah, I can just see that animated. Like this nice little thing next to a campfire, and it just pans over to him, just spitting into the fucking river. Oh God.
Boy.
I'm gonna go into the shack. I'm gonna sneak into the shack.
I was just say I wanted to look over at the booth too.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so you guys make your way over into the shack. Inside, you find just miscellaneous like boat repair tools like hammers and nails and such. On the countertop facing him, because it's a counter kind of like angle here top if you're looking at it sideways. It's angled on his side, flat at the top, and then angled on the customer side. On the side facing toward him, you can see a note that says 1 copper per trip, and then another one that says don't hurt anybody.
I'll look at the bone guy and say, did we know did he introduce himself? I don't recall his name.
no, he did not.
Oh. I'm just gonna start scrawling on a note, like, I've had enough, I'm leaving.
I'm going to. Is there like a in this shack? Is there like a bowl or a bucket of some kind?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look over to Crumb.
Crump, can I borrow a little bit of that pigment, just a touch?
What color?
White
I'll have
will
red
be-
and black.
Oh, red, I guess. Oh no, that might look bad. Black, please.
Kind of get like a little spat in my hand for you to dip your fingers into.
Thank you.
I'm gonna write on this bucket, like leave 1 copper, and just wedge it into the sand next to the boats. Because if we come back here,
It's like
there's
the-
a chance
We're rich.
We work here now.
that we'll have some
At least a
copper.
job.
Yeah.
I want to pin my goodbye note to the door, so if anybody comes to check, they see it.
Man, I
I
knew
don't know if
everyone was
I'm leaving.
criminals.
Yeah.
Here.
That's it.
Yep.
I mean, at least that's
It's
why.
a world of criminals, Sarah.
Oh.
No one's a criminal if everyone's a criminal.
Mm-hmm.
Logic.
Crime.
Bad.
Bad. Boat?
Mhm.
Yep, let's vote.
So y'all hop in the boat.
Let's vote.
I very reluctantly get in this boat.
You get in the boat, but cling to the side.
like-
of
I
your
take my
life.
thumb and I draw a little happy face on it and think,
I'll put
It's
1
a-
copper in the bucket before we...
it's a good
I'm going.
boat.
Here, dude. I'm going to before getting in the boat, take my take out my book and I'm gonna wrap it in like whatever loose like cloth that I have. I have some like a spare shirt and I'm just gonna wrap my book up in those
Okay.
and then put them back in my bag.
I
Not
like
taking
it.
any more chances. No more wet books.
And then you make your way across the lake.
I like that.
Hold the book like
No, not this time.
Just stare at the water, just stink-eyed. Just...
It's not even the water I'm that worried about. It's just something bad happens every time we get in a boat, apparently.
Nothing bad will happen this time,
I'm
probably.
gonna jokingly rock the boat.
Orc is singing.
Singing a sea shanty.
Yep. My she
She Oh boy.
Pull out the hurdy-gurdy.
So, you make your way across the lake over to the city of Nanaxi. And as you get close, you see a guard dressed in blue plate armor. You can see he's got a very thin goatee and a hat that kind of forms into like a dome. And as you approach, he goes, "Oh, hello!
How are you now?
What?
How are you now?
I'm good. You're gonna make your way to the center, and then we'll hoist you up.
Where?
The center of the slabs. Mind the algae."
All right, thank you.
It's fine.
And what's your name?
He's
up above
Oh.
us.
way above you.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Lombard.
Lamont. Can you spell
Did
that?
you spell that?
Lombard. This is the castle of my master.
Lombard.
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 Hey,
John,
Lombard.
I'm glad you get it.
Yeah. Throw shit at him.
Your mother was a hamster. And as you look at, the slab of Nanaxi that's sitting above you, you can see that there's daylight shining down a fair distance. I mean, this is a city, so a fair distance between you and the other side of the river. You can see, the shadow of the platform, but then you can also see where the sunlight is shining through in the center. So you make your way over toward the center of Nanaxi, and you position your boat to be parallel to the sunbeam. And soon you see 4 heads just pop over the side, and you see... Well, I almost said works again.
Uh-huh. You go right ahead, DJ.
You see 4 giants. Not giants, half giants.
Goliaths?
That's the word I'm looking for. Thank you, Sean.
Big people.
I was just so petrified of saying the word orc again, and John going, "Oh boy!"
Yeah.
and just swinging his
They
axe.
hoist us up and I hoist them down.
Yep.
So you see 4 heads poke over, and they go, "Oh!" and 4 hooks just over the sides and drop down.
Mm-hmm.
And you see one human guy at the top. He goes, "Make sure to hook him on the inside."
I'm gonna secure my hook closest
Yeah.
to me.
Same.
And soon you feel the boat in spurts on each side, beginning to rise and come up to the surface. And as it does, it comes to the surface of Nanaxi.
You said there was algae on the walls
Holding
and stuff
on.
going up. I want to kind of scoop it with my hand and just
Ew.
put it
Should not have touched the algae.
put it in my bag.
Good pigment.
Could be.
I am going to take notes on this algae as we.
Take 37 poison damage.
It's not going to be that much, but it's going to be an amount.
How do you spell algae?
A-L-G-A-E.
A-E.
Make a con save.
9.
9. Oh, you got lucky. Take 1 poison damage as your hand breaks out into gross hives and begins to seep and ooze and pus.
When I see that, I want to grab one of the vials on my chest and put my dagger to, as we slide, pour it into the...
Okay.
and try to collect some of that in a little jar.
I'm gonna take it off my hand and scoop it into my bag and put it in a back pocket. Save that for later.
Okay.
What color is this algae?
Pale blue.
Pale blue.
I'm gonna look over its stalk. This one likes things of that nature.
Very much.
I'm gonna look at Flint. Told you about the cat.
You were right, as always.
A good friend.
Indeed.
Part of the crew.
Part of the ship.
Just gonna smile and laugh.
Part of the ship. Did it do anything to my hand in color? Because it is a pale blue. Like, I just didn't know if it stained or anything.
No, it didn't stain your hand. It caused your hand to break out in like blisters and pus and ooze and such. And such. I don't know what "and such" means, but
That.
Almost
My
like
hands are
burn.
gross now. Yeah.
Almost like it caused burns.
yeah, like a
Like a
blister that
caustic.
popped.
Like
Yeah.
instant poison ivy.
I'll like hold my hand out for you to examine it.
I'm gonna draw your hand into blisters and
I just kind of look at your hand and just kind of look at my rings and just pull back.
Peasants.
It's quite odd, isn't it?
Weird, yes.
Fascinating.
So, as you're brought to the surface, or not the surface, but the eye level with Nanaxi, you all step off on either side onto this dock, and as you look around, you see there's many big races walking around, moving things. Like
What kind, BJ?
None of them are orcs, unfortunately.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Never
fair-
been orcs in this city ever.
not
There was only
Just
one.
gonna start sharpening my blade, I guess.
lots of Goliaths. There's some particularly large humans that are doing it.
Thick boys.
Yes,
Some thick boys.
real like Brock Lesnar looking types. Everyone who's working the docks you can see is very muscular. I mean, they would have to be from hours of pulling ropes all day.
none of my type.
No.
Yeah, no one's not
No
in this part.
chesses.
And
Not with
as
the docks.
you come to eye level and begin to look around and step out onto Nanaxi proper, you look around and you see large boxes being loaded onto effectively like pallets. And then you watch as someone tightens a rope and the net closes like a pyramid crab trap around it, and it gets hoisted into the air, pulled over, and then lowered onto another boat that's a little bit away. And you watch as they're systematically lining up pallets and crates of things and loading them onto boats before dropping the boat down.
We found Amazon.
I'm not gonna lie, I had that thought when I was doing this. I was like,
It is on a river.
It is perfect.
but you see them loading everything from like small little boxes that are all packed onto one big crate to larger crates, some that are more rectangular and horizontal, then built tall. You see them every color, blue, green, all being moved around. You start to see there are some colored boxes, like blue with like a green stripe, things like that. Onto one boat, you see they're loading all like relatively big boxes. All of them are like yellow and green, and you see them loading one black coffin with a red stripe around it. And then some just plain black coffin, or not coffins, Jesus, boxes.
So that wasn't a coffin with the red stripe on it?
No, it was a box. I'm just the worst. I don't know why I was thinking of coffins.
Get the bingo.
Yeah, we need a counter.
For how many times I say the wrong thing.
Uh-huh.
He's
I'm
an
the
orc,
worst.
is he?
Ah, well.
There hasn't been one yet.
Not yet.
And as you're standing there just kind of taking in the surroundings of everything going on around you, you see a dwarf man beginning to walk toward you, and he goes, "Hello!
Hi, Flint Iron Fist.
I put my hand out.
Zifli Wumov."
Zip.
Something I can spell.
Chrome. And I hold out my gross hand.
Zifli is Zipphli.
Oh, you're so close.
Zipphli.
Yeah. Wumov is Wumov.
Chrome. And I hold out my gross hand.
Zifli! You wiped your hand off in your bag.
Yeah.
It's covered.
It's still
blisters.
looking gross.
yeah,
It looks
yeah.
gross.
He's gonna look and go, "Ho! Ha! Did they not tell you to mind the algae?
It's fascinating, isn't it?
Don't. That's not good.
I
Don't.
think, I think it's kind of neat.
I don't think this was something I'd ever have to say to someone. But we tell people not to touch it. Do not eat it.
Do not.
Thought never crossed my mind.
Eat the algae.
So anyway,
Forbidden fruits?
hello. I'm Zifli. I am, I guess you could say, the leader of Nanaxi.
Just gonna look around.
So everyone here, all criminals?
Well, this is Orvigo, lass. Everyone here is a criminal or a descendant of a criminal?
I don't care for the term criminal.
Well, no one came here by doing good deeds now, did they?
Wow.
It's all subjective, though, isn't it?
I suppose. But anyway.
One man's criminal is another man's hero.
I like him.
That's Olaf.
Hi, Olaf. Zifly Wumov. Nice to meet you.
And I give him the 2 thumbs up.
He goes, I'd like to welcome you to Nanaxi. Do you have any questions for me? Can I help you get acquainted and accustomed to the city?
Some form of a tour would be nice.
A tour? Okay, yes, well, we can do the tour. Where you are now is the docks. To the west side of Nanaxi, that's where our more noble citizens live. And then to the east, the scum.
So west is noble, east is scum.
So we'll be in the west then, and I just kind of like hold up my rings and stuff.
No, of course not. But let's begin. We'll go to the east first. You should see what types of people this city has accumulated. And he begins to like turn and walk off to the east, and he's walking and pointing, and you see people walking over and talking to him. And he's kind of like pointing and directing them and walks them along. And he begins to lead you to the east.
Zifly.
Yes.
Just curious, has anybody ever left Orvigo?
Left Orvigo? No,
Just curious.
only in death. You're here for a death sentence, lass. You're not going back. And he goes, now, follow me. And leads you to the east side of Nanaxi. And we will leave it there for tonight.
Hell yeah.
Very good. Is there anyone in the area?
So many orcs.
Uh-huh.
I didn't even, it didn't cross my mind until I said it. And I was like, well, it's too late to go back on it now.
Yep.
Sit.
The deed is done.
Yep.
Alrighty, well,
Oh, I forgot. All right, that's fine.
you sure?
Yeah, it's,
All right.
I can just get it next week.
Okay. Friends, thank you very much for watching tonight. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for the follows and the resubs and everything.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, dude. Yeah, so we'll be back on Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. for another episode of Oshwamp. And then Prince's on Wednesday at 5 p.m. And then Sunday again at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for the second episode of the Veiled Forests of Orvigo. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and had a good time. If you're new here, make sure you follow so you can find us again. You can check us out on our website and stuff, notgreatrpg.com. Get all the fun information and things. So yeah, thanks very much, guys. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye, friends.
Good boy.
Bye-bye.